Three, two, one. It looks like we are live on YouTube today with Dynasty of
Da-da-da-da!
Wrestling and, of course, On Deck with Titanic in our joint show. Now, we
Today's a
tried
little
to
bit
set
different.
things are a little bit different. Things are a lot different. We got our logo in the corner now. Make
And
sure everybody shares. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
Uh, we're here to talk a few things that's happened the last few days around the world. Also, it's draft day for NFL.
Draft
We're
day.
also here to pay tribute to a friend of ours from the wrestling business.
Yes, sir.
So, just want to throw that out there.
No. You're good. We'll start off. Now I know we moved our normal time back because we've been doing it at noon. We moved back to 12:30 because we have some guests that are planning on joining us as well to pay tribute. We'll start off the show normally just the way we normally do. We'll like you said, we're going to cover today, topics that are going on around us. We'll talk a little bit of wrestling. We'll talk what's coming up this weekend. Talk about draft day, of course, because as everybody knows, we're both huge NFL fans. You're a Cowboys fan. New Orleans Saints fan here myself. Wife, for some reason, is a Rams fan. I'll never understand that.
Yeah, she picks the winners.
Yeah, well, we're the cheaters, in my opinion. I like Tom Brady. But and then we will switch over to doing the rest of the show today will be about Randy and stories about him and things like that. So if everybody would please make sure you share this video. This one is very near and dear to all of us. So make sure you share it. Subscribe to the channels. I do want to give a shout out to everybody on my page that has subscribed. Please go over and subscribe to On Deck with Titanic. I am at 1,998 subscribers. That is awesome. I want to thank everybody that has
Congratulations.
subscribed. Hopefully, by the end of the day, we'll be up to 2,000. Hopefully, can't promise, can't guarantee. I'm not Vinnie Mac, pal. So I'll let you take it away. You probably know more about the draft than I do. I forgot. I don't even know who's in it this year.
To be honest with you, there's no real big names in the draft this year. I've been kind of watching the Pat McAfee show every day,
Right.
and not while I'm at work though. But there's really not a real big name catching anything out there.
Right.
So, I mean, you never know. Hopefully, there might be a diamond in the rough somewhere.
Yeah, you never do know. That's the thing. You can draft somebody at number one, and they may not be that great when they get on the field, or you can draft them at the very last, and they may be the all star next year. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, you could draft number one and get a Ryan Leaf. Sorry,
Or Tony
but he
Romo.
wasn't great. Or you can draft somebody at 199 and get a Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. You never know. I mean, it's football, man, and that's one of the things people love about it is you never know what to expect, and it's been proven over and over again. I've got me my wife bought me a pair of brass knucks that I'm actually fixing to be sending off to Mr. Regal to sign for me to go in
Oh,
my
wow.
collector's case. I have a number of signed memorabilia things and have finally made some contacts with some old friends of mine that are doing some nice things, and so I'm going to be sending some things off to get them autographed and things like that.
Um, First off, let's talk about um, FTR match.
Yeah, let's talk about that. What about it? That was a phenomenal match. A lot of people were like, why would they voluntarily agree to fight each other one on one? Well, it's about respect for Owen Hart, for one, and it's about respect for the business and wanting to have a dream match moment that they couldn't have anywhere else. They wanted to do it on their terms. That's my opinion.
Now, I wonder how they come up with the finish. How are they gonna? How would you pick I mean, really, who can? I mean, you can't go wrong either way.
Right, right.
So, but I believe it was Dax that won, right?
Yes, Dax did win via schoolboy or small package, one of the two. I
Small
can't remember
package.
which. I
It was
think
both
so.
small
Yeah,
package. It was very good.
yeah.
I was like watching the show, but I made it through somehow.
Yeah, I definitely I was impressed. Let me say that. I was really impressed with Dax and Cash's match. They tried to keep it as clean as they could. They tried to stay as babyface as possible.
Right,
And I applaud that because technically they're both heels anyway.
right.
And so for them to keep it as babyface as possible while being heels, that's just awesome. Like I didn't expect it to stay. I didn't expect it to stay as clean as it did, in my opinion. I'm trying to. Sorry.
I
I'm
think
not
everybody was into it. It was like CM Punk said. He don't care for either one, but he definitely
right.
wanted to be there to see it.
Definitely.
And it was
Um,
all about Owen Hart. So, and of course,
it,
they had the Hart Foundation logo on their tights.
I noticed that, and I pointed that out to my wife last night. Um, we, you know, me and you are both huge wrestling fans. So we catch little shit like that. My wife's like, "Oh, I didn't realize that's what that was." I was like, "Yeah, that's what that was. That was their little tribute to the Hearts."
It was very good.
Sorry, I'm working on sharing with everybody I can real quick before we get good and rolling here.
Oh, that's fine.
That way everybody is aware. I do have a Minoru Suzuki autograph coming.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you did some
Uh,
rearranging because I don't see the big gold belt behind you no more.
well, actually,
Oh, there it is.
she's still up there. I took her out of that case because you really couldn't see her in that case because of the way the light would hit it, which I try to leave the light out when I'm in here anyway because it looks so unreal how it makes me glow. I'm white. I don't need any help glowing in the dark, okay?
Oh, I know
So
this.
so the light would shine off that belt and you really couldn't see it. But I do now have if you talking about the rearranging, if you notice behind me the shelves, I decided instead of ordering the big glass display case because I tried it out with just the glass case behind me after I moved things around. I thought, why waste money on a glass display case that's going to cause a glare where nobody's going to be able to see the belt anyway? So I went with these wooden shelves here, got them fixed to where the belts will all fit in there. My belt holders, I was hoping would arrive before we went on the air today so that I could have the belts in place. But as you can tell, they did not arrive before we went on the air today. So therefore, my belt's the only one up there.
It's big
Of
gold.
course, is my big gold one that you can barely see from my big ass head. But hopefully by next Thursday, I will have the belts all in place as well as a new belt that is actually supposed to arrive today as well, and that is the Undisputed Championship, the not the WWE Undisputed Championship, but the
The
real
unified,
Undisputed. Yes,
the unified
yes,
championship.
that's right. You know what I'm talking about. But most definitely looking forward to that one coming in. Looking forward to actually got quite a few things going on.
Maybe next week we could see all the belts.
Yeah, we'll do a belt intro next week. I actually if you watch if you see me moving my headphones around a lot, it's because I got some new piercings as well. And the piercings are a little sore, and so I'm having to readjust my headphones so that they don't press down on the earrings too much.
Yeah, I'm working
But
on some cough drops here. Had a little bit of a cough and stuff.
is that it? Is that all you got today? Just a cough?
Yeah, that's all I really got because of
Yeah.
working nights and days and 80-degree weather and everything else.
Man, I'll tell you what, talking about weather, our weather has been lovely. I don't know who paid the weatherman to keep our weather as lovely as it has been. Our mornings have started off around 55 degrees, and it's only been getting up into like the upper 70s. Right now it's 12:40 here in Louisiana, and it is only 78 degrees.
Right.
And you know how hot it can be. You've been down here. You know how the
Oh,
weather is.
definitely. It's
But
75 here in Paragon, I think.
well, that's good. So, we were one of the topics that we were originally going to talk about today before we learned of the passing of our friend was the polls that I've been doing on the YouTube channel Dynasty of Wrestling.
Hmm.
There's been a lot of controversy in these polls. I don't think people understood what I was doing. I put up a number of different polls. Each day, I would put up a tag team poll, a manager's poll, and a factions poll, and I would let people vote.
Is that
And
why you asked me for some names?
yeah, because I wanted to make sure that my list was complete. I wanted to make
Okay.
sure that I wasn't leaving anybody off. And I'm sure I left some people out, and I'm sure I'll get heat for it. But I didn't want to put just any team on there, and I'll use Iffy. Effie, for example. I love Effie, and I like Alley Catch and what they're doing in GCW. But I didn't want to put their tag team Boosie on there because they're not in the same class that I was going for with the polls, if that makes any
Right.
sense.
Right.
So I would do tag teams, and I narrowed it down. We did 6 different polls, and I have the winners of those polls, and we'll talk about each team, and then I'll do an overall poll. I'm only allowed to do 5 options at a time, so I'll have to do 2 different overall polls on the tag team, which is unfortunate. But we were going to cover all the poll topics today, all that stuff, and managers and factions and stuff like that. Just to give us just to kind of break down the history of tag teams. And I do want to say though, I've already done the overall poll for the managers, and I want to hear your opinion, and then we can flip over and do whatever you want to do next. But I want to hear your opinion on who you think the overall best manager is. And if you want, I'll even give you the options, the final 4 options that everybody had to vote on, and then you can give me your opinion out of that if that's what you want to do.
I'd say Cornette.
Oh, he didn't even make the top 4 list, man. He didn't even make the top 4 list.
Okay, give me the options.
The options were the winner of the first poll was Paul Bear. The winner of the second poll was Miss Elizabeth. The winner of the third poll was Bobby the Brain Heenan. And the winner of the fourth poll was Paul Heyman. And I put those all out there, let everybody vote. And one name won. No, I was shocked.
Bobby
Yeah.
Heenan?
Yep. Bobby Heenan.
That's respectable. Thank God it wasn't Jimmy Hart.
That's what I was thinking. Jimmy Hart, I think, got 2 fucking votes. Let's just be honest.
Good, because I don't like him.
I don't know of anybody that's ever worked with him that likes him.
Oh, there's a lot of people
Lawler and Hogan.
there's a lot of people that like him that they've met around here. You know, he's did the Wrestle Fest over here at Grubs. I'm sorry I'm moving around, but
No,
my
you're
legs
cool.
are getting cold.
Let me tell you this story about Jimmy Hart before we go any further. We were at a show one time.
Go ahead. I got one for you too.
It was Jamie J, Johnny Morton, myself, and I can't remember everybody else. I think Insane Zane Richards was there. And Jimmy Hart had left his megaphone in the locker room. And I'm not changing the names. You know me. I'm just going to be straight up honest. Jamie J pulls his Johnson and his nuts out, right? Drops his nuts right in the mouth of the megaphone where Jimmy Hart's got to put his mouth later on that night to talk into it. Right in that megaphone mouth. And later that night, Jimmy Hart's out there kissing on Jamie J's nutsack while talking into the microphone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they had a Hall of Fame. They were doing their first Hall of Fame, Memphis Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was a Mother's Day weekend, and I took mom. We went to eat, and we was going to go to a Redbirds game. Well, we went
Right.
Saturday night. Well, we turned around, and Cornette gave me a picture. Let me take a picture with him. Coco Beware, which he knows me. Lawler dealt with me numerous times. Uh, Everybody was cool about taking pictures. Doug Gilbert, everybody.
Right.
I said something to Jimmy Hart.
And
He's like,
$20.
I would, but he said, if you'll wait till after the show's over with, I can do it. He said, right now I'd have to charge you $20.
Yep. He
And
has been famous for that.
everybody else was cool, and Jimmy Hart, no.
Was a mark for himself.
Very.
I'm going to go ahead and try to share these pictures and everything that we
Yeah, since we're talking about managers, let's talk about managers around this area.
that actually matter.
And Rotten Randy is what he went by.
So if everybody will
And
bear with us,
he was, man, he was something else.
make sure we're going to take a moment of silence. I'm going to put on a little bit of background music, and we're going to show some pictures of Randy while everyone joins in. We're going to have some guests today. Titanic, please make sure that you see these pictures. If you do not see the pictures come up, please let me know. Are we good?
Are you all my personal dreams? Everything you know is in your mind. Are you all my personal dreams?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, those were just a few of the photos that his friends have shared with us over this past week. And like I said, we are waiting for some guests to join us to share in on telling stories with us and telling stories to do with Rotten Randy.
Yeah, I met him like I was telling you before we got on the show. Gosh, I couldn't even tell you when I did meet him. It's been so long ago, and I met him through Loose Cannon.
Right.
And man, you see Cannon, you see Rotten Randy,
Yeah.
and
They were
then you
always
see where he evolved into MVC, the MVC group. You know, Vic Vicious. Then of course Team VD uh, with Richard Delicious and Vic
Vic
Vicious.
Vicious.
And you see Ray and Mike Anthony. I mean, tons of talent. This man has extremely underrated.
Very. I met him the same way you did through Loose Cannon. I had started out, like I said, very young. We've talked about that before, and worked a show in Paragould. Had never met him. Cannon and a bunch of others were working a show, and they were like, "Hey, you want to come over and work?" Blah blah blah. Came over and got to know Randy through working shows with him. And unfortunately for me, he only ever managed me one time. I was in a tag match with Cannon. It was when I had started to become a manager myself. Um, and I'm sure some people will remember this name, some people won't, but they called me Bait Masterson. And this was a creation of none other than Buster H.R. Johnson, who came up with the idea to call me Bait Masterson. And they teamed me up with Cannon one night, and Randy was our manager. And I can't remember the exact stipulation, but somehow Indian got to use a very long, thick Indian strap to tear into my ass after we lost. And needless to say, that was unfortunately the only time I ever got to be blessed by the management skills of Mr. Rotten Randy. Other than that, he was always against me, and I was always getting hit with the cane or choked on the ropes or, slapped around by him whenever the referee wasn't looking and things like that. So,
Yeah, that's what I pretty much got my when he did that a lot to me, choking me, hitting me, everything, stomping, kicking.
I will say that he was
Thank
much
God
lighter than
he
Sam
was a
Dollar.
yes, he was much lighter than Sam Dollar.
I will say that much. And he didn't wear them god awful cowboy boots like Sam did. And I love cowboy boots, and everybody that knows me
No,
knows
he
that.
wore tennis shoes.
He wore tennis shoes, and when he stomped you, at least it didn't leave a damn imprint on you, because Sam Dollar would leave a damn imprint on you. I tell you what, Sam Dollar was,
He was a pleasure to work with.
he was.
Surely
And,
was. I never got to. He never managed me.
all right, we have
Hello.
a guest joining us. Here we are.
Uh-huh.
How are you today, sir?
Well, it's been a long day. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you send this link to Philip?
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
All right, that'll work. That way he can pop it up. I tried to use my computer. I bought a camera and it wouldn't work. So it's been a pain in the butt.
I understand.
I also got I got Philip here. I got Reggie Montgomery, and I also have Cody Owen.
Awesome. Nice to be joined by all you guys today.
Yeah. Mike Anthony had to leave. He had to take care of some stuff, and Ray had to go home to take care of some family. So
Totally understand.
yeah. Cannon showed up to the funeral. He was there for about 5-10 minutes. And then he had to go home. He wasn't feeling well. So
I was going to say, I know his health hasn't been.
No, not at all. He's been having some issues. We'll put it that way.
I understand.
He has to he has to rely on Doreen a lot to get around in public. But he's cannon. He's an old bird dog. He ain't gonna give up without a fight.
Hell no, we wouldn't expect
Exactly.
anything different.
Right. He's very sad today, which we all are. It was extremely hard, but it was a great funeral. Just to give you a little funny side note here, the first song he played at the funeral was Twitz's sister, Leader of the Pack. We broke out in laughter. Because, like, seriously, I mean, out of all the songs to play, Leader of the Pack. Hey, so
There
yeah,
you go.
it was great. So how you guys been doing?
Pretty good.
Doing
Sorry
pretty
I
good.
couldn't have been there today.
We just showed the pictures that y'all sent to him and a little bit of this and that and talked about him. Thank God that he wasn't as rough as other managers in this area, but we're talking a little bit about MVC. If you want to tell us a little bit how MVC started and with Randy and all that, please do tell.
Oh, man. Basically, it was Randy's idea. It was all Randy's idea to get everybody together, because it was basically after. Do what?
Started with you and Adrian.
Right. Well, it was after Adrian had gotten hurt, and he had stopped wrestling. Randy had actually talked me into being tag partners with Ray, because he had known Ray back in the day from when he had actually was training with Ray's dad. Because he had always told me stories about when Ray's dad was trying to teach them moves in his front yard, and they couldn't get anything right. Ray's dad would go, "Hey Ray, come on over and show him." At 9 years old, they make Ray go out in the yard and show him how to do the moves. Be like, "All right, again, I go back in the house." So he's like, "Hey, maybe you should get up with Ray." And so Ray, hey, look at there.
Hey,
Look at those two.
Can y'all hear us?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, we can hear you.
I got my mic muted. I'm just going off Scotty. So
Okay, yeah, we can hear you though.
Oh, yeah.
Good to have you guys on today.
So once I started tagging with Ray, it was kind of everything kind of fell into place. Then we ended up getting with Mike, and then by that point is when Craig started MACW.
Yeah.
And Dale was the first champ, right?
I believe so.
Yep.
At this iteration of it.
Yeah.
I was the Diamond State champion.
Yeah. And then after,
So I started feuding with Dale at that point.
Yep.
And I forget exactly how we did it, but then I was thrown into the NBC fold, and then we started having fun, and we had a 9-month reign over an MCW year or something like that, and then
it was over a year there, yeah.
and then we sort of, me and Scotty became more of a tag team, and then we went.
Once Ray got his back, once Ray hurt his back,
When Ray hurt his back, for sure, yeah. And then we went everywhere we could think of that would take us. And started the boot crew stuff and booing people and calling them losers for making easier money. Gosh, not nearly as many bumps.
Y'all have the floor today, so anything y'all want to
Yeah.
share,
Tell
any
some
Randy
stories.
Oh,
hey, you guys knew him a lot longer than I did. I'll let you guys play first, and then
Hey, Randy was real, man. What you saw is what you got, man. I mean, he was as real as anybody I ever knew in my life. And I mean, he was a really, really good man. Really good man.
Oh, definitely. God, he was very funny. Definitely, no, people don't see what happens in the back, and that's Randy. That's the Randy we know, and hilarious.
Oh, yeah. He had a hell of a sense of humor, man.
Never serious in the back, but when he got serious out front. And
yes,
thank God he was a lot easier than most people.
Absolutely.
right.
Well, the pose, man, that was my favorite. That was his pose out there, buddy. I mean, I loved it.
Randy was the king of phrases. We'd be in the car, sound bites, phrases. It was amazing. We'd be sitting in the car, 10, 15 miles, you wouldn't hear a peep out of Randy. He'd be drinking his Diet Pepsi, smoking a cigarette, looking out the window, just enjoying life. And all of a sudden you'd hear out of the blue, "Hey, bud, what do you think of this?" And he'd just ask a random question. 15, 20 minutes, we'd have just a conversation, just nothing off the wall. He'd just giggle just to listen to us talk. Then you'd hear nothing for another 10, 20 miles. And then he'd pop up with just another random conversation. I've seen him. Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing. I've seen him do that backstage, and then in the back, he'd go outside to smoke, just standing on the wall, listen to everybody talk. And then all of a sudden be like, "Hey, what do you guys think about this?" Then they go off on his conversations. I think he loved to hear people's opinions more than he loved to give his opinion.
Yeah, because he would ask you a question and he would want what knowledge you could give him, but he would never try to outsmart anyone or anything like that. He was always very open to hearing what people had to say.
Yeah, he was hungry for that feedback.
Yeah.
He was
helped me
always
out a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. He was always worried that he was doing something wrong. "Hey, did I do it right? Do I need to do something different?" "No, Randy, I got you. Just as long as you just do it this way, and we're good to go." "Okay, all right, I got you, bud. Okay, bud, I got you, bud."
Well, I met him back. Like I said, I can't even remember when I met him, but I met him through Loose Cannon,
Thanks. Yeah.
and that's been forever. So it's just, do y'all know when he started?
Oh goodness,
Early to mid 80s. I want to say 83, 84.
that sounds about right.
Thinking somewhere in that ballpark is when he started training.
Yeah,
If Ray was here, he could answer that because he was involved in that.
Belinda's supposed to be coming over here in a minute. Maybe she knows the answer.
Okay.
Oh, that's wild.
So, yeah, she's gonna come over to the house for a minute, so we'll see.
I think that's right.
It's right in that ballpark.
Yeah.
For sure. So
Yeah.
So he spent a lot of time there.
Yes.
A lot of time.
Yeah. He's seen a lot of people. He's been a lot of places. I truly believe he had the most fun his last 10 years or so.
10 years. Yeah.
Just he would call me on Wednesday. "Hey, bud, you ready for this weekend?" "Yeah, I'm ready to go. We're here's where we're going. This is what we're doing." "All right, bud, I'm ready to go. I'll have my bags ready." As soon as I show up at the house, his bag was sitting at the front door.
That's what I said. Yeah, that sounds like Randy.
Literally sitting on the edge of his seat, ready to go. Ready to go, bud? Let's go to wrestling. And here we go. We stop, get something to drink. "Yeah, man, no problem." "All right, bud, let's do it."
Diet Coke. I mean, no Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, Diet Pepsi.
First pack of cigarettes and at least
Yep.
one Diet Pepsi. So
Yep.
Let's go to work.
Well, as long as he had his Diet Pepsi and his cigarettes, he was happy. It was.
See, I didn't even know he smoked.
Oh man, he smoked. Yes, like a freight train. Loved him to death, but he smoked like a freight train.
Oh, wow. Didn't
Yeah.
even know that. I think the last time I saw him was in Jonesboro when y'all wrestled over by for Craig.
Yeah.
And so then I turn around and I see pictures. You posted some pictures. When did he start the Santa Claus gig?
Oh man, he's been doing that for 15 years now, maybe longer.
It's when his hair started going really gray that he used to just dye it, gray for Christmas, but his hair started turning gray. The beard turned real gray, so he just stopped. He just lived that gimmick at that point. So.
Yeah. During
Wow.
usually after Halloween, him and Belinda would go over to the Halloween store, and they would get the white spray that you'd put in your hair and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of wearing the wig or wearing the beard, he would during the summertime he would have the goatee, and he always noticed like right around the fall time he'd start letting his beard grow out, and he'd let it get big enough to where it looked like Santa Claus, and then he'd get that spray, and Belinda would sit down for like 20 minutes and hose him down from head to his neck with that spray crack. Yep. Exactly, just like that. And she would hose his face down with all that stuff and goop him up and make him look like Santa Claus. Yep, those are his granddaughters right there.
He's one of the best Santas ever.
Yeah,
Oh, I promise.
he was amazing. The first year he walked into my house as Santa Claus, I was like, "Holy crap, dude!"
He
That
pulled
is
it
awesome.
off.
Oh yeah,
That was a good look. I mean,
Yeah.
he definitely pulled it off. So
yeah.
I never saw it until I saw these pictures getting posted. So
Yeah, a couple of years ago, his oldest grandkid got wise to it, and so he actually talked me into playing Santa Claus for his grandkid, so he could be sitting in the living room to prove to his grandson that he wasn't Santa Claus. And the whole
that's
time
what I'm
I'm sitting
talking
in his,
about.
oh yeah, so the whole time I'm sitting in a Santa Claus outfit, his grandkids look at him like, Papa, how come you're not Santa Claus? He's like, I'm told you I wasn't Santa Claus, bud. Here he is, right here.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah. His kid was dumbfounded the whole time. And then the next
Wow.
year he played Santa Claus. He's like, I told you, Papa, you were Santa Claus. So yeah.
Look,
He loved his grandkids to death.
look, my dad did the same thing. He had to play Santa Claus for his work one time, and he's like, "Don't you tell nobody." So everything I wanted for Christmas that year, I sat right there and I was like, "I'll get all this now, won't I? But since you're Santa Claus, right?" Then after it was over with, boy, I told you.
Oh man. Oh shoot. So Biscuit, have you ever been in the ring with Randy while he was manager?
Yeah, he actually managed me when I tagged with Cannon when we were working in Paragould. I'm sure Idle and them will get a kick out of remembering this name, Bate Masterson.
Bait Masters.
Oh my
You
goodness.
remember that crap?
Is there still a door with a dent in it?
Yes, sir. There is. It's Paragould National Guard Armory.
Like his head. Yeah. Looks like your forehead. Armory door. Yeah.
That damn door. They thought the fucking door was open, and these assholes picked me up, and they're taking me to the door because I was something to do with I was refereeing at an ASWF show or something, and Arnez, gave me the comb over with the barbed wire bat. And Buster's like, we gotta, you gotta quit. Like, we can't have you managing here and refereeing over there, and them being at the BC Lloyd building, us being at the Armory or something. And I was like, okay, whatever, I'm cool with it. They take me and lawn dart me into the back door of the Armory where we'd all go out to smoke. They thought it was open. That motherfucker was not open. I'm telling you, my 165-pound ass hit that door, bam, and then I just crumpled up on the floor.
Exactly.
Threw my bag out with me and everything. There's still a fucking dent in that door. Still a dent.
Bro, you should have signed that.
How's that head feel?
Oh shit.
I still got some brain damage from that shit.
I imagine. But see, my question is, were you on the other side of the ring?
No, I was in the corner with him. Actually, yeah, I've been on the other side of the ring more times than ever.
Okay. Now, my question is, have you ever taken the Randy kick?
Yeah.
Yes, it was much nicer than taking $7.
Yes, have you taken the white shoes before?
Yes, much better than Sam Dollar's fucking boots.
Okay, now, sidebar. Do you know why Randy's white shoes were so stiff?
No, why?
Okay, Randy couldn't feel his feet.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Yes. Randy had very bad diabetes, so Randy could not feel his feet. So when he told you, "I'm going to kick you," I'm sorry, bud. He wasn't kidding. His shit was live rounds.
Right, but it was still better than taking the cowboy boots.
Oh yeah, well Sam Dollar didn't give a shit. That's why.
Yeah, that motherfucker would kick you and leave a damn imprint.
Oh yeah. Well, see, speaking of that, the first match that I did back in Arkansas when I moved back from South Carolina was the benefit show in Rector. Was it Jason? What was Jason's last name? The benefit show we did for Arnett's buddy, Jason Van Gilder.
Yes.
Okay, David, or was it David? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like David. Okay, it was David. Yeah. I was on the other side. Randy was the manager, and he had told me, because I think Indian was on the other side. He's like, we're going to
Right.
Shit's gonna happen. You're gonna get a kick. He's like, I'm sorry, it might be a lie. I'm like, all right, whatever. I didn't think nothing of it. Well, things happen. I get thrown out of the ring. All of a sudden, I see a white shoe, bam, right on the forehead. I was like, oh man, he wasn't kidding. Now, I wake up the next morning, and I'm not lying to you when I say this. I had 4 inches of his shoe imprint, his shoe sole on the bottom on my fucking forehead. I called him the next morning with a text message. The text message was a picture of my forehead. Hey, bud, check out last night. I get a phone call. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I owe you money.
Right?
He's like, I did that. I was like, Randy, that's your shoe, dude.
So I have a question. You said that the Pretty Pete picture was an inside joke.
Yeah.
Yes,
Somebody fill me in because I don't get it.
Stacy.
That one. Come tell us Pretty Pete story.
Oh, you have
Stacey
Stacey
Adams.
there?
Stacey Adams made the meme.
Well, I made the picture. She came up with the Pretty Pete deal.
Where do I?
Okay, either one. Come over here, Stacy. Come sit down.
Either or.
So we were traveling in Dyersburg and Ripley,
Dyersburg, Ripley, was that?
Oklahoma, all over the place, and they never got Randy's name right. It was always Rockin' Randy, Rotten Robert, Randy Rotten, and I just said, why don't we just call him Pretty Pete? And he just chuckled. He loved it. But yeah, that's so he was Pretty Pete to us, and that's where it came from.
Well, I was just wondering because I know when Scotty told me it was an inside joke, which I remember. Fucking, you got to understand them people in Tennessee. Sometimes all their shit's not in the right place, so they can't get anybody's name right. Like they had a kid up there named Rockin' Randy, and that's probably why they.
Was a little bastard.
Yes.
Hey,
I love you. I love you.
Fuck did he say?
Andre.
oh,
And this turned into a shoot interview.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's what we do here. We keep it as real as possible. We don't.
Nobody watches this thing, right?
I don't care if they do it or not. I mean, what are they gonna do? Kick our ass?
Not likely.
I was gonna say I wouldn't worry too much about Rockin' Randy kicking your ass. I mean,
Oh shit!
I'm not even worried about him, so that should tell you something.
Oh Lord! Oh yeah, but the picture of the Pretty Pete picture actually came from we were doing promo pictures in Philip's dad's house one night. So we were just goofing off one night, just taking a bunch of promo pics. We actually brought our gear over to the house, so we took a bunch of pictures in our gear, and then we got out of the gear and we took a bunch of pictures in just our regular stuff.
All before we went to a show.
All before we went to a show, yeah. And then so like my profile picture right now is actually one of those pictures from that night.
Yeah.
And then the Pretty Pete picture came from that.
I think the Facebook page is still one of the pictures.
Yeah.
From that too.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I didn't know, if there was something else maybe that.
No, it was just us goofing off. Just us being stupid.
I didn't know if he started doing an LGBT thing with Treat or what. I mean, I didn't know. So
No, by that point, Treat was done. So it had been Ray.
So we didn't even really get into why Pretty Pete is so funny for us continuing on.
Oh man.
Randy's wife Belinda absolutely hates the fact that we call him Pretty Pete. That's right, Randy. Okay. Which Randy found fucking hilarious. Which means we all fucking found it hilarious. So it encouraged us all every time we walk in. Hey, Pretty Pete.
To call him Pretty
Hey,
Pete.
Pretty Pete. She'd just get that scowl on her face, and he would chuckle, and we would all sit up. It was good times. It was fun.
Whatever you
It's
do,
all- it
do,
was all-
I mean, it's all in fun.
Oh yeah, all in fun nature. But the good thing about it is, as they were going through the picture slideshow at the funeral, the last picture was Pretty Pete. So you can't. It's come full circle. So you can't. You can't. It's there. So it's awesome.
Can't let it go. It's part of his history.
No, yeah. We've everybody's accepted it at this point.
I remember they tried to turn him babyface at RWA. I don't remember who all was working that show.
Is this the Dr. Randy years?
Yes. Yes. And I thought, why? Like, why would you mess that up? They made him wear the doctor shit and carry the notepad, and I'm like, ugh. And then they had Cannon turned into, what was it, Classy Melton Massey or some shit, and he was carrying a golf club, and I'm like, why are we doing this? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. Like,
I don't understand that at all.
Why do you fuck up the chemistry of something that's good? Because you got Rotten Randy, and you can let Rotten Randy be Rotten Randy.
Right.
I don't get it. I mean, it's
no.
That's one of the things, I try to be as nice as I can now because like I told you, I go up and down and look at different shows here up and down the coast where we're at here in Louisiana and over to Mississippi. And I see some of these people doing just dumb shit. And I'm like, why would you even waste your time? Like, if you don't buy it, they're not going to buy it. And Randy wasn't buying that he was a doctor. It didn't make any sense for him to play a doctor. He was Rotten Randy. He just wanted to go out and have fun. He didn't want to go out and do stupid shit. We'd sit in the back and he'd be like, well, here's another night. And I'm like, right.
Yeah. If he wasn't into it, he didn't put any effort into it whatsoever.
And I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But that was one of the, I felt like that was some of the dumbest stuff I'd ever seen. I was like, poor Randy, like they just need to let him be him and have that fun because him and Cannon had such a good connection. They had known each other for years. And of course with Treat. And unfortunately, I never got to see him as Treat's manager. I got to see him as Rick Burton's manager. And I only got to see Treat. Right? I only got to see Treat for a little bit. And then he turned into Rick Burton. And that's what they, that was the last time I ever seen him, he wrestled as Rick Burton.
He was actually Rick Burton before he went to the Treat years ago in the Ozark Mountain Wrestling days. Yeah, when we started down there. Yeah, the first. Yeah, so
that's what Randy told me.
Yeah.
Treat came fairly early. I mean, a year or two
into
this year.
Yeah.
There's a YouTube video of him, Slick Rick Burton.
I forget who he and I had a street fight match. In the mid '90s, me and him had a big feud.
Right.
Me and Treat. I mean, it was awesome.
I probably watched some of that.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Oh yeah.
And at the old Armory, or not the old Armory, the old gym in Pocahontas, y'all were there every week.
Yeah.
I was too.
Reggie, why you hiding? We can't see you.
Well, I'm sipping on a frosty cold beverage, man. I'm not hiding. I just didn't know if you wanted that on your podcast.
Oh, it don't bother me none. They know.
Well, the drink you had would cover the whole damn camera, so we're just gonna leave it over.
We're leaving it way over here.
It's okay. I got that covered too.
There you go.
We can do that
after what?
There you go.
We figured it out.
Wow, don't we look like a bunch of dummies?
Wow, it's all right.
Wow, bunch of old guys.
That's some beautiful faces.
Look, don't feel bad. I'm still learning how to do all this, okay?
I'm an old flipper guy. I've had this phone about 3 months, don't know shit about it. I'm gonna tell you a funny story. When my flipper died, so I took it to the telephone place. And I literally put it on the counter, and I was sitting there doing this shit. And that lady was going, "What are you doing?" I did it to help me revive this damn phone. It's a true story. And she was looking at me like, "What a freaking moron!" I'm like, "No,
you don't understand. I need that phone."
I'm trying to figure it out.
Shit.
I feel you. I'm still trying to figure. I'll be honest. If it hadn't been for the podcast god Conrad Thompson, I wouldn't know how to do half this shit. That's who's helped me do most of this, get this whole thing set up where we could do the live podcast because me and Carl have been doing it on our phones for 3 years now.
wow.
and posting just audio. And I was like, there's ways to do video, and it would be more entertaining if people could see our reactions to stuff when we watch
Right.
videos with them and shit. And so I was like, well, I'll just reach out to Conrad. And Conrad's like, here, just go here. You pay a little bit a month, and they set you up. Like, you see the banner going across the bottom. It lets you can do all kinds of stuff with it. When people comment, if I want to throw comments up on the screen, I can throw comments up on the street, the screen and stuff like that. So it's a learning process, and I'm not technically savvy. I hate technology.
Yeah, I'm totally old school. I mean, I need a phone. To call you? I don't give a shit if it's got a camera, and I don't need none of that bullshit. I mean, but every phone, even my little flipper had a camera. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? They just look at me like I'm a fucking moron. Which, okay, whatever. But
As he says before, Montgomery don't do Facebook. So
Montgomery don't Facebook.
Hey.
But I guess I'm gonna have to start.
yeah.
Unfortunately, I buried a good friend Sunday as well, and a lot of my classmates were there, and I hadn't seen some of them since we graduated, and they were like, "We've been trying to find you for 20 years, but you don't Facebook." I said, "No, I'm not really into social media," which my sister's always on my ass about it. So I guess I'll open me up one of these days. One of these days.
You got the phone for it, man.
I do. I don't know how to use some bitch, but I got it.
1997, he might be able to, get enough data for it.
Oh, me.
So let me
Reggie,
ask this.
is your original phone, is that still the old Nokia phone with the little game of Snake on there?
Well, that's one game. That some bitch went. It's obsolete. So I had to go to this LG phone I had. That's a flipper. I mean, so I kept that son of a gun until it just died because I knew. I'd always get this voicemail or text message. You need to, consider upgrading. Like, you need to consider kissing my ass. Okay, because I don't need all that bullshit. But anyway, when he died, it died.
So for those of you that are phone savvy, other than Carl, because I know Carl's got a piece of crap phone, are you iPhone people or are you like Androids?
Mine's an Android, but I'm gonna get an
Android for life.
Once I learn to use this, I'll probably keep an Android, but I'll get a better version than this one. But this is the starter phone for dummies like me. Don't have a freaking clue what they're doing.
Oh, I understand. Me too. So Idle and Cody, what are y'all? Are y'all iPhones or?
Yeah, no. We're both Android.
Android, yeah.
I like the Samsungs too much. Switch off.
I work with Apple at my shoot job, and I don't like it. So
I was gonna say that explains enough right there. That explains it. If you have to work with it, you don't want it. My wife is religiously an iPhone person, and I have another friend that does co-hosting with me, some Jerry, and this guy, I love him to death, but I call him an idiot for this because he will literally, when he's offshore on the oil rig, he will carry an iPhone, but when he's at home, he carries his Android, and I'm like, dude, how do you keep up with two damn different phones? Like,
what's the purpose?
I don't get it. But he says he gets better service. I do the Notes, the Note Galaxies or whatever, and when I found those, I fell in love with them because they're so just simple function. And that's why I was asking, because my wife is always trying to get me to go to the iPhone, and I'm like, I hate them. I'm not using it. Can't do anything with it.
You ask my three ex-wives, they'll tell you why I had two cell phones.
Oh Jesus! we're not talking about that shit today, okay?
Well, that might be why you called him an ex, right?
We'll get to your Ric Flair lifestyle on one of the upcoming episodes. Today is about Randy.
Text me on the burner.
On the phone. Lord.
Oh jeez, Carl, you always got to mess it up.
Oh man, yeah. So Randy hated doing promos. I don't know why. He always just said I can't do them. He always got flummoxed. He's just I can't do them, bud. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, you do, Randy. You're fine. You can do it. You can do it. He just thought it was the leaving.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, baby.
Before I'm done.
Thank you.
Go to work. Nice to meet you.
Stacy's leaving.
Good to see you again, Stacy. Take care.
So I want to say it was Millington 3 or 4. I had to do a promo for a match against poker. And I told him on Monday, all right, dude, you're doing a promo. And he's like, why? I was like, because it's for poker. Poker wants you to do a promo. He's like, okay, fine. What do you want me to say? I'm like, I got you. Don't worry about it. So for once, I wrote it out. I actually put it on my phone and I wrote it out for him and I sent it to him. I was like, just read it and hold on to it and we'll take care of this Saturday. He's like, where you want to do the promo? Hey, look, my dog's in there. Say hi to Pickles. So Saturday we were doing MACW. We get to the building and we get in the ring. And poor Randy, we had to start over like 5 or 6 times because he'd get like 3 or 4 words out and he'd kind of bumble on himself and he'd go, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I'm like, it's all right, man. It's no big deal. We got this. We got it out. And he did great. But he was just so worried that he was just going to just jack it up and I was going to be so mad at him. I'm like, no, you're good. We can get it out. It'll be fine. But he never ever wanted to do promos. He was always here, you take it. I'm just going to stand here and be mean and yell at everybody. I'm like, all right, that works for me.
And he was good at that. He really was. He could
Yeah,
get by being out there.
Absolutely. I just wanted him there. And I just wanted him there with us.
So when y'all started, what is the MVC stand for? I know vicious.
No. So it's called Miracle Violence Corporation.
Okay.
It does. It says it right in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when y'all started this, where all did y'all travel? I've seen pictures with Mike and Ray in it. Who all was initially part of the group? And you said it was Randy's idea. So where all did y'all go?
So initially it was Ray and Vic, and then Randy, of course.
Uh-huh.
And then Mike joined in.
And then MACW joined in.
You can start where all we all working before I got in there.
At first, at first it was just me and when it was just me and Ray. Yeah. It was just Tennessee and Arkansas. Yeah.
Tennessee, Arkansas, some Mississippi, probably too.
In Illinois. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But Adrian, me and Adrian were a completely different gimmick altogether. Yeah. But and then once we all got together, we were
we can barely hear you, Idol. You're gonna have to speak up.
I'm sorry.
Mush mouth, motherfucker.
Much better. I'm like 4 miles from the microphone. Is this better, sir?
Yeah, that's better, man. You ain't got to call me sir.
Well, sorry.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I don't know. Gonna tell the Oklahoma story, I guess.
Oh man, yeah.
20 miles south of Tupelo, Mississippi.
In the middle of nowhere.
That guy and Eric Wayne tried to start a fight. Well, no, I'm sorry. Ray and Eric and that guy tried to start a riot.
We started the mini riot in Oklahoma. And it basically all started off Eric Wayne blading the announcer who was his best friend.
Right.
And a very rotund woman insulting Ray and Ray threatening to smack her in the mouth, and her husband, dad, brother, uncle threatening to beat up Ray, and me shoving the guy 20 feet across the room.
Let me just say this. You have a history of when fans get involved, they go about 20 feet across the fucking room. Let me just say that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I never saw anything like that.
Does anybody remember
that guy right there?
Right? I don't know what you're talking about either.
What?
Does anybody remember the ASWF incident where the kid stuck his head through the rail and
No.
Hey, bro, my wife still has that video on the computer.
Send that shit to me. That is good footage.
Hey, she also has a video of the night that Bobby Brantley showed up with all of his buddies.
That was awesome.
And his buddy Kevin Bunn. You haven't heard that story either, have you?
No, I haven't. Do tell.
Okay. So
To finish the Oklahoma story, we only got halfway through that. Well, kind of. So once the girl threatened to she basically made a derogatory slur toward Ray, which I'm not going to repeat.
And then
Right,
Ray's response was, "I won't hit a woman, but I'll slap the shit out of a bitch."
Yep.
There you go.
And then Grandpa come down. Then Grandpa come down the stairs. I'll beat your little effing ass up. And I was like, no, you're not. And I kind of shoved the old man 20 feet across the room. And then kind of, and then all of a sudden you kind of hear the rumble over here and the rumble over here. And the cartoon when everybody's fighting and there's like that big old ball of dust and there's nothing but arms and legs. That's kind of what started, and then we kind of look in the ring and there's Eric Wayne and the announcer and Philip, and then there's me, and there's blood all over the place and people are running all over the place. And then it's bad when Eric Wayne looks at you and taps you on the shoulder and goes, "It's time to go."
Right.
All right, cool. And so we kind of roll out the back corner, and we roll through through the back, and we're back there getting dressed. I'm undoing my boots, and all of a sudden we hear the owner comes back there, and he's like, "Hey man, I think y'all need to hurry up, get dressed." We're like, "Why?" He's like, "They called the cops." I'm like, "For what?" He's like, "You guys kind of started the riot." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Okay, sure. Nobody got hurt. I mean, whatever. So we got dressed and we grabbed our stuff and we went and stood outside and waited on the cops. The cops showed up. He's like, "What's going on, guys?" Like, "Nothing. We had a wrestling show tonight." He's like, "You get a little wild?" I was like, "Yeah." Just a little bit. He's like, "You guys hurt?" I was like, No, we're good." He's like, "Everybody gone?" I was like, "I think so." He's like, "Y'all need a ride out of town?" I was like, "No, we got our ride. You want to follow us though?" He's like, "Sure." So the cops followed us out of town, and then we split off once we hit city limits. It was kind of the end of it. That was the last time we showed up in Oklahoma, Mississippi.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we.
I did that ride with Rude once.
No, but that's the last time we went. Yeah. So the Bobby Brantley story. We had told his friends. They had a gimmick table set up in the corner for the beginning of the show. They were selling pictures and what have you.
Right.
It was me and Reggie and a couple other guys. We were going to go out there, rabble rouse, mess up their table, flip their stuff over. Right? They were going to chase us. We were going to get in the ring. And we told them the only person that can get inside the railing is Bobby because he's the only one in the match. Everybody else stay outside the railing. And I told them all specifically, I said, if you come inside the railing, I will have no choice but to hurt you. I do not care who you are.
You warned them.
I was like, you have your warning. This is it. And I looked at Bobby. I said, make sure they know they have to stay out here. He's like, all right, fine. So we do our thing. Show starts. We go rabble rouse. I flipped the table perfect. Completely over right on their hips. Stuff goes everywhere. We take off running, slide in the ring. We see Bobby. We slide out of the ring. We're facing the ring. I've got my back to the entranceway. I've got the microphone in my hand. Reggie standing to my right. I'm running my mouth on the microphone. All of a sudden, I feel these hands on my hips. Yep. And I try to shake it off. I'm like, okay, maybe it's one of the security guards. And nothing moves. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And all of a sudden I hear somebody, don't worry, I got you. And I'm like, no, you don't. And then all of a sudden I hear Reggie go, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, no. And if Reggie's saying that, then it ain't nobody it's supposed to be.
Right.
Now, by this point, whoever this is, I didn't find out till later was his buddy Kevin Bunn. He had put his head in the middle of my shoulder blades. Yep. So I backed him up into the railing. As soon as I backed him up into the railing, he took his head and turned it to the left. So I took my elbow and I shoved it in his forehead. As soon as I did that, he turned his head to the right. So I took my right arm and I shoved it to his nose. At that time, he did it again. He turned his head to the left. So I took it as hard as I could and I took my arm back and I put it right in his nose again. And he went down to his knees and let go of my hips. As soon as I turned around, I took the palm of my hand
right on the base of his neck.
Yep.
Popped him in the head. About that time, he let go and his arms went in the air and he went, oh, God, and crawled through the daggum curtains. Now, by this point, I'm cussing, right? Now, I'd put the microphone down. I'm verbally cussing at Bobby, like, what the hell is wrong with your buddies, right?
Right.
So we get through with our stuff. We go through the curtain. First person I see is Kevin. I look at him. What the hell's your problem? I told you not to come out there. Told you that's what was going to happen. I was going to hurt you, and that's what you got. So he sat there licking his wounds, trying to pick up the blood out of his nose, and trying to ice his neck down. About 10 minutes later, he says, well, later on in the night, me and you are going to settle up. I said, hey, I'm here all night long. I said, when I'm done with the match, I said, you can come in there with me. I said, we can go outside and we can finish this. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me, whatever. So right before I go off my match, he's still sitting in the locker room. I turned around and I said, you ready? I said, you got about 15 minutes. We can finish this. So I'm going to make sure everybody leaves. We get through with our match. We get done. I come back through the curtain, look around, can't find him anywhere. Look at Bobby. I said, where's your buddy? He's like, he's in the van sleeping. He's like, he's done for the night. I was like, all right, fair enough. That's enough for me. We're done. So that was the Bobby Brantley story.
And of course, David Walls. Bobby's mad as hell. I don't know what we're going to do. I said, well, if he jumps, he's going to get his ass wet. But okay,
That's on him.
Delivered late towing. I mean, who cares?
I mean, how many times you got to tell somebody stay out of the railing? I mean, you
Once
come through
would
the
be
railing.
enough.
I mean, you come through the railing and grab me by the hips. You expect me not to do anything, and the whole time I could hear Rain in the background. That's what he gets.
And
Oh man,
this show that we're talking about in practice, Bobby had already broke Austin Lane's shoulder or something,
yes,
botched
Oh,
the choke
shit.
slam.
yeah.
So all the boys were already nervous about what this dude was going to do at the thing. And then their boys started acting stupid.
No, we were really kind of pissed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Absolutely.
wasn't that nerve? I mean, yeah.
Actually, David Walls wanted Bobby Brantley to give me the choke slam,
Yeah.
and I told him flat out. I said no. Nope, not going to happen. I said he is untrained. He has no idea what he's doing.
Hell no.
And again, as soon as I said no, I could hear Randy outside. That's right. You ain't doing that shit. He knew better. He's like, he ain't doing that. And they tried for 20 minutes. Come on, man. You can do it. You know what you're doing. I said, I know what I'm doing, but he doesn't. I ain't
Right.
doing it.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. And then
Not
poor
no, but
Austin
hell
wanted
no.
Yeah, and then poor Austin wanted to be the hero. Oh, I can show him how to do it. First time he tried it, landed square on his shoulder, broke it in half.
Sure did.
All I did, I sat in the corner. As soon as he landed on it, as soon as he did the move and he landed on his shoulder, I sat down in the corner. I looked at David. I said, "Are you happy?" I said, "Are you happy?" I said, "I told you this was going to happen." I said, "Now you're one man short for the show, all because you wanted Hero over here to do a freaking choke slam."
Wow.
And again, the whole and again, and again, the whole time that I'm giving David down the road, Randy's in the corner laughing. So Randy loved it when I would give people down the road about shit.
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it, but he loved to hear it.
That's because he didn't want to have to apologize to nobody.
Well,
Right.
there's that. There's that.
It makes sense now when he would say, I'm sorry before we go out there.
Yeah.
I never thought nothing about it.
Sorry,
I
bud.
didn't either.
Then he'd kick me in the ribs, and I'm like, okay.
That's what the sorry's for.
Oh,
Pretty
wow.
much.
So, do any of y'all? I'm sure Idol's still active. Are any of y'all still active wrestling right now? No.
I do very little. I'll do fundraisers every now and again if it's for a really good cause, but as far as being really active anymore, I'm not. No.
I'm in a GM role at the moment, but no in-ring stuff for 2 years for me.
Well, I stopped probably right about when COVID hit this last time. But I had only been back for, I don't know, a couple of months or so. I had a really short stint after, after I got out, basically after I stopped working for TWE and all those folks around Tennessee and Mississippi and stuff. So yeah, it's been a while, and I got a 11-year-old son that gets on my ass all the time about getting back in it. But I got on the scale the other day. I was 323 pounds. So yeah, hell yeah, which I've dropped down to about 295 now. So I might get back in it, but I mean, like I've told him several times, I don't even watch the product anymore. It's not the business that I fell in love with anymore, you know. But it is what it is. I mean, and I can't say I'll never do it again because, like I said, I got a kid at home that's lighting a fire into my ass every chance it gets about getting back in there. But you know, it is what it is. We'll see.
I understand the kid getting on you. I got a couple of kids that want to see me wrestle again too, and I'm like, I don't know about it.
And I got a 5-year-old. She's only seen me wrestle like twice, but she's always wanting to go, Daddy, you need to go to Turkmen and beat some people up. And I'm like, no, I really don't, because you don't understand. This crop that's in there now, I'm really going to freaking hurt them. So I'm like, no.
That's what I was fixing at. That was going to be my next question: is what shows would be available to you guys? I know there's a crap ton in Tennessee right now, but not a whole lot in Arkansas.
I'm 10 minutes from the Valiant Arena in Tuckerman, so I mean that one's really viable for me.
Yeah, I'm about 15.
Right.
Now, do they still run weekly, or they do?
No, they're doing monthly now, once a month.
Yeah, we're doing monthly. It's MACW and ASWF have joined forces to run in the Valiant Arena, and we have our next show May 7th, and bell time will be 7:30, I guess is normal bell time, and we're going to headline that event with Ivan Warsaw versus Action Jackson, John Holder or whatever. That alone should be pretty good, and we're going to try to set up something. It's all in the works here now, but try to set up some kind of memorial for Randy as well for that show. So
That would be awesome.
hopefully that comes through.
Ricky's mother just passed too.
And Ricky's mother
2 weeks ago.
so
Yeah.
maybe some kind of combo thing for both of them, because they're both important for that building and what we do. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I told Scotty, I wish I could have been there for the funeral. I'm now 8 hours away. I'm down here in New Orleans, so I don't get out of Louisiana very often, other than to go to the Panama area, and of course over in Mississippi, I've made some contacts there. We actually have a guy that runs Pro Wrestling 225. He runs it here in Louisiana, and our situation here in Louisiana is kind of like it was there in Arkansas. Our commissioner is a real dick. Like, it's horrible what they will and won't allow, and the pricing on shit. And so Carl goes to, what is it, APW? You go to Marion, Arkansas?
APW in Mariana.
Okay. And he does live video for them, or does video for them for his YouTube channel and stuff. And I'm planning on working some stuff with different companies, and I actually have a group in Alabama that I've been going and talking to, but I don't, that's why I was asking, what was available. Cause it's been fucking 6 years since I've been in the ring.
West Tennessee still has 14 million federation.
3 miles together.
Within 3 miles.
Every exit.
Yes.
We had the HPW exit or the TFW?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
One of them's got to be Greg's, one of them's got to be Sarge's, and
You got
the
Greg.
usual.
Yeah.
So you got Greg, you got Red Robertson stuff.
Greg has 3 now.
Yeah, he is.
Greg
He's
has
got
one.
3.
Greg has one in Ripley on Friday. He has the Dyersburg on Saturday, and he does a Thursday night show on Beale Street.
I don't know if it's on Bill Street, but
It's on
It
Beale
got
Street.
moved. It got moved off of Bill Street now.
Did it?
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
starting in
Monday.
May, it's going to be.
Something else.
Yeah, I know. I saw that poster the other day that said something about Thursday on Beale or something.
Jeez.
So I don't. But yeah, I know he's got 3 of them, but I don't. That's wild. And my hat's to him. If he can run 3 of them, go for it. But that's a lot of place to spend if you're only one man.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to have one hell of a team to run that many at one time.
Hell, just running one was a job.
Right.
Especially weekly.
Oh hell, every week. Yeah.
But yeah, you got Greg's 3 shows. I know there's another Dyersburg.
EIW's
You
running
got-
out there.
EIW's running in Trenton with TIWF.
There you go.
Oh, they jump together.
No, they're not together.
Oh, they're
There's
just
2
both-
shows in the same town, just a couple blocks away.
Oh my God.
Gosh.
Are they at least?
I'm gonna go down here and open the show here, and I'm gonna main event the one down the road. I'll see you guys in an hour.
I'm mad at you. I'm going 6 blocks.
Right?
What the shit? All right.
Fucking Tennessee.
I mean, hey, whatever.
Let's do
It did, and then I seen Red and his boys just opened up a show in Ripley too. Dyersburg.
Probably Dyersburg.
Yeah,
Dyersburg.
Dyersburg. It's called Legacy Pro.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. I think their first show they're gonna have Marco and
James Storm.
James Storm,
Yeah.
and a couple other guys.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be there July 8th.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
and then I think Swag's still wrestling, still going, but they don't ever post anything.
There's 114 people in Mississippi, northern Mississippi, still running promotions.
Yeah, I think.
EPW is probably the biggest one over there in Boonville.
Well, that's like being the smartest guy in prison, ain't it?
Maybe it is Mississippi after all.
Yeah, well, I say hockey's running.
Well, there you go.
Oh God, you had to bring that shit up. I was gonna ask when the last time anybody went to MCW was, other than you,
Yeah.
Carl, because I know you're still blackballed.
I don't.
No, I'm not.
I've never been.
I've been there one time, and I wasn't even a wrestler. I went and sat in the crowd. I was like 19. I think Reggie was there too.
I went there once, and it was for Poker's faux retirement. That was the first time I met Poker.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was.
What was
That was the first time I met Poker, and it was like the first 2 months that I was tagging with Adrian. So, Adrian is actually the reason why I met Randy and Poker.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because
I-
I remember
that-
when
I
you
was
and
in
Adrian
Osceola.
started tagging.
I was in
Do
Osceola
what?
back in November.
oh yeah,
Good for you.
and the new building.
Yeah.
Now, how was that?
Well, it's actually the old building.
Oh, okay, the old new building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's you're a lot more crammed in.
Yeah.
People are right on
Didn't-
top of you.
Yeah, didn't Randy wrestle down there in Osceola for a while?
That's
Oh,
what I was
yes, he
just gonna
did.
ask. Is where did he wrestle?
Yeah, he was down there. That's where I met him at. And that's where I got hit at. In the ribs.
That's where he kicks you in the ribs, huh? Hey, look who's about to walk. Somebody's about to walk through the door. I think Belinda's here.
That's what she just said.
Maybe she'll be able to let us know more about his wrestling because I didn't even know he wrestled.
He
I'm-
wrestled. He wrestled for a minute, and then his. I think he hurt his back,
Something.
and I think he had back surgery, and then that's when he became a manager.
Okay. See,
But
I
he
didn't
was-
know that.
Yeah, I know he wrestled for a very, very short time. Because I don't remember his tag partner, but like I said, I know he trained with Ray's dad in their front yard.
Yep. Pictures of him, and he looks just like Nacho Libre.
Yeah, he does.
Just like
Belinda,
Belinda.
how long did Randy actually wrestle before he started managing?
Oh, years. What, 15 before he started managing?
We know when he started wrestling.
Oh, he wrestled several years before me and him got together.
Was what, the early '80s when he started training?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a chair right there.
Right.
You want to sit here and tell some stories?
Oh, God.
Then like, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
Come on.
Get that chair. I get that chair.
I'm gonna have a cigarette break anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hop on outside, bud.
We're right here in this camera here on this phone. So
All right.
So that's why I dip, so I don't have to leave the room.
Alrighty.
You might want to if you have to, Otto, you might want to unmute your mic so she doesn't have to.
Yeah, go ahead.
that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
on.
Just one to two, Jerry. She's closer to the mic than I am.
Okay, that'll work. I just want to make sure we could hear.
Yeah. That little dog's tiny.
She must have said that.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
Since I picked her up, that's what she's been doing. Trying to take care of mommy.
Oh yeah.
I have to lock mine two out of the room when I do this because they like to get up on the laptop and try to help hit buttons.
She would walk all over it. Yeah.
Two French bulldogs, and it's like trying to mess with a tank.
Hey, he loved his wrestling.
Yeah.
And he loved all you guys that he wrestled with.
Love him.
Absolutely.
Tell any story you want. The floor is yours. We'll sit here with our mouths shut and our ears open.
Oh God. Oh, there's too many years of doing it. I don't know. He did so many different, Rotten Randy, Pretty Pete,
Dr. Randy.
Dr. Randy.
Was he anything else in Osceola other than Rotten Randy?
I don't think so. I think he was just Rotten Randy.
And we were just talking about him being in Osceola.
Yeah. I think he just did Rotten Randy there.
That's when he was with Chris Steele and Cannon, right?
Yeah. I've got pictures of them together too.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of them went up on the thing.
They did. There was a few up there.
Yeah, with the tree.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I remember I don't know where we were at, but Steve brought out that big, was it Steve? Yeah.
Steve Stratton?
No, Banks.
Okay, yeah.
That was Steve Stratton.
Snake Man Steve Stratton.
Yeah.
Sexy Steve Stratton. Yeah.
He brought out that big snake and put that big old snake on Randy. I thought he was going to have a heart attack then. He was scared to death of them. It took me 8 years of marriage to get my snakes.
He probably stayed away from them still after that, for the most part.
They did.
They did.
They did. Our daughter would walk around with the female snake around her neck all the time. And he's like,
You keep that snake away from me.
Yeah. He was not a fan of snakes.
That's funny.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of some of the others that would stick out, but Fuzzy.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it's been a long week. It's actually been a long month
Yeah.
Understand.
with him in and out of the hospital.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was sick. I was heartbroken. Like I had told Carl, I had not even been on Facebook the whole day. We had actually, my wife had worked a 12-day stretch at the hospital where she works, and we had taken the day off and just, we disconnected from everything. We had gone out on the town and was spending time with the kids. We actually were celebrating our Easter. And when we got home, I logged in to Facebook and everything, and I seen your profile picture, Scotty, and I was like, what's going on? And then I started looking through and trying to find out what was going on, and that's when I messaged Carl and I said, hey, did you know? And he said, no, what happened? And I said, I'm not sure, I'm trying to find out. And then I reached out to you, and you kind of filled me in and things like that. So it was a shock. Like I didn't expect it.
Didn't he? I kept trying to get him to go to the hospital that night, but I'll go if I get to feeling worse. He just waited too long.
He's just being stubborn.
Yeah, that was him. Yeah.
He was just being stubborn.
Yeah. He got in the car and he just more or less stopped breathing. His heart stopped. As soon as he got in the car, and I got around there and I did 90 miles an hour to the hospital. It didn't take me 2 minutes to get to the Kirkville Hospital. Anybody that was in my way got out or would have got ran over.
There you go. You had a mission, and that was it.
That was it. And then I got there, and it took them probably 4 minutes to get him in there because they're dumb butts.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I've never been a fan of that hospital.
Well, I was honking, trying to get their attention, trying to get them because I was holding him up. He was leaning on me.
Yeah.
And then I finally had to lean him against the dash because nobody was paying attention.
Exactly. Yeah.
I went in there and started cussing them and told them to get the blank out here because my husband's not breathing.
Yeah.
And then they started trickling out.
Sad.
We're sorry for your loss, definitely.
Well, he's not in pain no more. He's not having trouble breathing. He's wrestling with the big ones up there.
Yeah. Already putting a crew together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did you two meet? You said he was wrestling before y'all met.
Well, he had quit. Because he had got custody of Kimberly and James, and he raised them for a year and a half by himself.
Oh wow!
And when we got together, they were 3 and 4, and I had a 4-year-old. But we met. His next door neighbor, I was friends with her, and I had lived over there, and I was dating his friend, and me and him broke up, and Randy's like, talked her and my friend into calling me to talk me into dating him. And at first I was like, no. But at first I was like, no, I seen how you treat women.
Oh, that's awesome.
I said, I ain't that kind of girl.
Oh.
I ain't looking for wham bam. Thank you, man. And he's like, I ain't either.
Oh.
So I want it to go somewhere. And it went 26 and a half years.
That's awesome.
He stuck to you like glue.
Yeah. Yeah. I love him to death.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he had quit to raise his kids. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. He'd do anything for his family.
That was part of the reason I retired the last time. I had started announcing and stuff, and then when I went through my divorce, got custody of my boys, and my boys were everything. I stopped, and if it wasn't for Carl, I probably would have gave up along the way fighting for him.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Yeah.
Hell, his ex-wife was planning on trying to show up there today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd have been fun.
Oh, my 2 kids, which are her biological kids, I adopted, told the ones she better not show up.
Yeah.
They don't even want to see her.
Right.
They don't have nothing to do with it.
It's insane.
And
People are crazy,
today
man.
just was not the day for that psycho
No,
to
it
show up.
was today's a day for him, to remember him and for
Yeah.
him to rest. It's not about anyone but him and
No.
everybody coming together to support each other
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not drama.
Yeah.
Definitely
No.
not drama.
Because I'd have put her under the ground.
Randy gave us a rock concert.
Yeah.
Only way to
I
go out,
done
man.
picked out all those songs.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They were supposed to be.
That's the way he'd want it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I know I sent you a few.
Yeah. Well, James went through, and I think a lot of them was what kind of was in his heart.
And that's cool. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They were good. Yeah, it was some good stuff.
There was supposed to be the ones playing during the slideshow, but you couldn't hear the ones that they were playing during
No.
the slideshow.
No. We were talking about it while they were playing the music. If they'd have pulled down the slideshow as they were playing the music, that'd have been double cool.
Yeah. Hey.
I mean, yeah.
Don't know what I'm going to do without him.
You got a good team of support right there, and Scotty and Gina and Idle and them.
Yeah.
I know they'll take care of you.
I got my kids and my grandkids.
Yeah.
Caleb was.
I got you.
His oldest grandchild, Caleb, he was. Oh.
I don't think it's fully grasped him yet.
No, it isn't. Papa was his hero.
Yes, he was. Absolutely.
It always hits the baby's hardest.
Yeah. Did James tell you the T-shirt story?
Mm-mm.
I guess yesterday they were picking out T-shirts, and Caleb had asked James. He's like, "What are we doing?" So James was like, "We're picking out T-shirts for Papa." So Caleb looked up at him just a straight face, and he went, "But why? Papa's dead. It's okay. What do we need T-shirts for?" he just doesn't. It doesn't.
No.
It hasn't computed yet.
No.
Like when they walked past the casket, he just went, "Okay, bye, Papa." Just walked on. I mean, so it's going to be, it's going to be a recurring conversation.
Brought a little tiny green dinosaur and put it in there with him.
That was his favorite thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They always played dinosaurs when he came over.
Yes. I had to find a different wedding ring to put on him because he was still too swollen. So
Yeah.
I found a different wedding ring. I've got his wedding ring right here. I just.
He will always be with you.
Oh yeah, he will.
He will always
We were
will be.
together too long.
For a minute.
Yeah. Quarter of a century. Over.
That's a minute.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't even make it that far to stay married anymore.
No, not even close.
No, not nowadays. Not nowadays. But I tell you what, that cardiologist in that hospital's damn lucky. Oh, he said it was Randy's fault because Randy was in there.
Really?
Yeah, because Randy wasn't taking his blood thinners. And I know damn well he was taking his blood thinners because I gave them to him.
Yeah. Crazy.
I about come across that bed.
Yeah, I bet.
And Kimberly asked a simple question, if there was any way, because nobody was telling us nothing.
Right. Yeah.
But if there was any way the nurse could call us or, tell somebody to tell us something, if anything changed. He's like, well, what do you want her to do? Be your dad's nurse or your receptionist?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'll knock his ass out.
He was a true,
Jerk off.
yeah,
Some doctors just don't have good bedside manner whatsoever.
No,
Yeah.
Exactly.
some people should not have human interaction.
Right.
yeah, he almost had some interaction.
You almost gave him a two-piece.
Well, if I wouldn't have got banned from the hospital, I would have.
You
I've
got
done
banned
that
from the
before.
hospital?
No, if I wouldn't have.
Oh, okay.
It's
'Cause
all
I
right. I
knew
know.
that
I
would've
know
got
people up
me
there.
banned.
It's all right.
That's like, we almost got another story.
See, I'm glad I'm not the only one that's happened to.
Oh, shit.
This last time was the longest time he stayed in the hospital without. Well, he left, but they were done with him basically. But they were still trying to keep him in there to get that extra day, charge you for that extra day. He said, they didn't have him hooked up to nothing. They wasn't giving him no more medicines or nothing.
They said that wound back on his foot, wasn't it?
No, this time.
Okay.
This time.
I got you.
Not this time.
The time before.
Yeah.
I got you. I know.
A week ago
I know.
or something. Yeah. But he was in there. He had a light heart attack twice within 2.5 weeks. Twice. And then he got out of the hospital after they did the heart cath on him,
Yeah.
which they didn't do all they were supposed to do. They only did the widowmaker, and he had 2 more blockages. And I think that's what they should have done, all of it. But this doctor said, you'll just have to come back and we'll do the rest of it. And this was left the hospital Wednesday, Friday night, Saturday morning, about 4 o'clock Saturday morning is when he had the massive heart attack. Because of the blood clot. They said.
So obviously he couldn't have waited.
No. But he was taking his blood thinners. He was taking all of his medicines. Because I put him in a pill caddy.
Yeah, you always made sure he had his medicine.
Yeah. Now it was hard as hell to get him to take his diabetic shots.
Oh God, he would grunt at you every time you pulled that thing out.
Yeah.
I hate needles too. So
No, bro, no, seriously, I'd be sitting over hanging out with Randy. We'd be watching TV, and it'd be time for him to take his medicine, and I'd see Belinda get up, go to the kitchen, and grab the stuff, and I'd hear Randy go, and I just look at him. He go, "It's time for my shot." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I don't like your shit." and she'd come in and give him a shot. He'd be like, "Do we really have to take this today?" She's like, "Yes, Randy, you have to take this today. You have to take it every day." It was like just like a petulant 5-year-old. I don't want to take it, Mom. No, damn it, take your medicine.
But
He was entertaining. I'll give it that.
he was.
yeah.
His Christmas parties were fun.
Legendary.
But yes, you would.
My soda is sitting out there.
You'd walk in to loud music and a drink. Here you go, bud. Here's your drink. And then he'd crank his music, and it was always Twisted Sister or some AC/DC. When he got really drunk, then it's when it's time to pop out the Leonard Skinner.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Or if he was feeling sweet and lovey-dovey, he'd play our song.
Yep. Hey, honey, remember this? Crank. Yes, Randy.
Yeah. Bad company, how about that? It was our song.
Yep.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, he tied himself up. My dog is so dumb.
Oh, I
He
thought
knows
you were
where
saying Randy tied himself up.
No,
I was
well,
like, this
no,
thing's
no.
this thing's going ready to
He
or
stopped
something.
letting me do that.
Well, alrighty then.
And on that note,
Yeah.
I think we're on the wrong platform for that story.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
we're
have to
fixing to
get
get
us.
kicked off YouTube.
You'll have to get us an OnlyFans page for that story.
Oh my God. Oh gosh.
Oh, good gracious. Now you were there. Were you there when he was doing Jonesboro? I know Reggie was. You were there, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Do you remember the snake in the back dressing room? I think you guys.
You're talking about the RWA times.
Yes.
No,
No,
I was
okay.
I was in South Carolina during that.
Oh, okay.
I think I was there. Was it Arnaz that had the snake?
Yes.
No. It was a wild snake that got in the dressing room.
Oh.
All these big wrestlers were standing on chairs and screaming. I go back there. I'm like, what the heck? And there's a snake. Somebody had a golf club going to smash it and everything. And I think I scared them because I went and picked it up and took it outside. Randy said, well, that's my wife.
It's okay.
I'm not scared of snakes. But they teased him about having a snake lady for a wife or something all the time.
You know, at least he was scared of snakes. And Derek King's scared of frogs.
Shoot.
True story. We were in Osceola one night out back behind the building, and we were all out there smoking, and a big ass little toad frog just comes hopping up. And they had a picnic table out there for some reason. And I have never seen Derek King move that fast other than to go get his camel pack full of vodka. And that fucking frog hopped toward him. Ah! And he took off running and jumped up on that table and squealing. I'm like, what in the hell's wrong? It's just a frog. So Frankie Tucker
That doesn't surprise me at all with Derek.
Frankie Tucker. Frankie Tucker, they were in a tag match for the main event. Frankie Tucker was fucking with him and said he had a frog in his hand during the match and was acting like it. And Derek jumps out of the ring and runs to the back. And he's like, I ain't going back out there. He's got a frog. I'm like, it's just a frog, man. Like, what the hell?
Oh, that's funny. That's great.
Oh, you remember Mike, when Mike landed on him and broke his rib?
That was John.
John.
So
Tell that story.
we're in Tuckerman. Adrian and I are still tagging. It's when me and Adrian are doing Team VD.
Right.
Vicious and Delicious, by the way.
Oh, babies.
I came up with the Vicious and Delicious tag team name when I was in the Marine Corps. I was sitting in Gina's house one night with my buddy Nick, who was in the Navy. On the weekends, we would play SmackDown Just Bring It on the PlayStation.
Right.
It was that mode where you can make your like a tag team or what have you.
Yeah.
And so I made a tag team on that game called Vicious and Delicious. And one night we're sitting on the couch and I told Nick, I said, one of these days I'm going to find somebody that I can talk into doing the delicious part of this gimmick. He's like, what are you going to name him? I said, my name's going to be Vic Vicious. His name's going to be Dick Delicious. He's like, there's no way in hell you're going to find somebody to do that. I said, I promise you, one of these days it's going to happen. It happened. You saw it. You both saw it.
Yes.
It happened.
Yeah.
So we're in a feud with John and Mike at the time when we first started. It was my year one back when I was in Arkansas.
Right.
So they had set up a spot one night to where they were going to get they were going to try to get some heat on Randy to where they had knocked us both out of the ring, and Mike had a hold of Randy's arms, and he had him spread out in the ring. John gets on the top rope, does a senton, right? Just normal Jeff Hardy senton, boom, roll out, game over. They roll out, get out of the way. Well, I don't know if John's foot slipped or if Randy was too far out of the way. John did a senton, except his back landed square on Randy's chest.
Oh shit!
All of a sudden, I hear Randy go, "Ooh!" I was like, "Oh, that ain't good." So we get in the ring, and he is holding, like literally holding his side. He's like, "Something's wrong." We get him to the back. He can't breathe. It gets worse and worse and worse. I call Belinda.
Oh, they cleared the lock. You guys cleared the locker room because I was going to kill somebody.
Yeah. By that point, she was standing by the door, so we cleared everybody out, got her in there. We got him in the car. Belinda had to drive 100 miles an hour.
I did.
To the hospital in Jonesboro to get him checked out. Randy had 2 broken ribs and a punctured lung.
Oh fuck!
Yeah. He called me the next day to tell me. So after he told me, I'll call John. John felt so bad for like 6 months over. He called him like every day for like 2 weeks.
To kill John.
Every day for 2 weeks, John called Randy, and then he called me to apologize. I'm like, don't apologize to me. You didn't hurt me.
Right?
Talk to Randy. He's like, I'll let Randy get me back. I'm like, I don't think you want that. Randy hits you with a live round. You're going to be like, okay, I'm sorry. let's just leave it how it is. It won't be done. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, we slept in the recliners for 2 weeks because he couldn't lay flat.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, he sounded like he was underwater every time you talked to him.
Damn.
His voice gurgled from it.
Yeah,
it was pretty dangerous. Yeah, Randy would do just about anything you needed or we asked him.
And when he was good when he played Santa.
Yes.
At the wrestling.
Them kids loved when he played Santa.
And I was Mrs. Claus.
Always.
Yep.
I was now.
Gina was an elf.
I was always now.
Yep. It was a family gig.
Yeah.
That was the one time a year you would see me without a manager, is when he was Santa. When he was Santa Randy.
Yeah.
That's when everybody would always look at me sideways like, where's your manager? I don't know. He's off tonight, boys. Leave me alone.
And they never had a clue.
Never had a clue. But that was the only time I felt weird out there was without Randy.
I can imagine. It's like having an arm missing.
Yeah, it sucked. I mean, I would deal with it, but I didn't like it.
We're talking about missing appendages. I heard an arm missing.
We can talk about missing stuff.
We can talk about missing stuff. Show them your kidney.
I can't.
What in the world happened?
Oh, you haven't heard the Pinky story, have you?
Oh,
No.
I remember the piggy story because I talked to you about it.
Yeah. You know, I lost it in a freak boating accident. Yeah. All things.
I thought you were going to tell me it happened in some fucking hardcore match or something.
No,
I couldn't ever get hurt during that.
It wasn't that cool.
No, it wasn't that cool. We got stuck on a rope on a propeller on my boat, so I was jumping out to go untangle us, and my finger got stuck between the railing and the door, and when I jumped my big ass off, it stayed.
Oh, shit.
Scotty got to play with it the last time before. I don't know what they did with it. I didn't want to see it. It betrayed me, damn it.
So maybe they can put it back on.
They could not.
Just so you know, just for just to put in the back of your head, a severed finger feels like a peach ring.
Oh, wow.
You know the peach ring candies.
Yeah.
A severed finger feels like a peach ring candy.
Well, I won't ever eat them again.
They got me a pack after it happened.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked up.
He never opened them.
That's
But
what friends are for.
He jumps in the water, and his head pops out of the water, and he has this consternated look on his face. And I'm like, "What is wrong with you?" And he's like, he's got his hands like around his stomach, and he's like, "I think I lost my pinky." And I'm like, "You're full of shit." And he gets this look like, "All right, motherfucker," and he holds his hand up with no pinky, and all I see is like this piece of like white bone. I'm like, "Oh my God, you really lost your pinky." I'm like, "You need to get out of the water. That water is dirty as hell." So I'm like,
at this joint here. I lost these two. I had to remove the rest because I was in the river essentially.
yeah, right. So I go looking for his finger, and where the railing is to go out, where the door was, it was wedged right there, and it was just sitting just like this. So I just kind of put my hand down here and opened the door, and I was like, "Oh, that's disgusting. Give me a plastic bag." Yeah, it was a very crazy day. Yeah, and the bad thing about it I had my youngest kid who was 24 at the time, and his buddy was with us. They jump out of the boat. I throw them a towel to go with Philip because he's spurting blood everywhere.
Right.
So they take off to go help him. I've got a severed pinky and a freaking plastic bag with ice on top of it.
Yeah.
On top of that, we have his kid Asher and his mom's dog and his mom's pontoon boat stuck in the middle of the water, and I don't know how to drive the pontoon. So we've got the thing untangled we've got the pontoon untangled at this point, but now we don't know how to drive it. At this point, some dude comes down the river, and I'm like, "Hey man, I need your help. I just need you to drive it to that house right over there, which is like 200 feet away, and then you can go about your life. Just let me get this boat over here and we're good." He's like, "All right, no problem." So he jumps on the boat and pedals us over there. We dock it.
It's been in the purse.
Call his mom. Ask her what she wants me to do with the dog. She's like, "Put the dog in the house. I'll be there in like 10 minutes." So
my mom was in California. She was sending somebody else that lived down the road to come take care of the dog.
yeah,
My mom happened to be on vacation. What a wonderful vacation present for her.
right. So I had to wait for somebody to come take care of the dog, and the whole time Asher's going, "What happened to Dad?" I was like, "He lost his pinky." "Oh, okay. We're gonna go see him at the hospital."
Just jumped off.
Okay. And every 10, 15 minutes, is Dad gonna be okay? "Yeah, he'll be fine. But he lost his finger?" Yeah. Well, okay.
The kid was like 2 at the time or something.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And it was a little thing.
The kid ripped Philip more than we did.
That kid scored.
Oh, shit.
Well, Clover, she's our next to youngest, which they're both 3 years old.
Yeah.
She's like, she wanted me to hold her. She wanted to look at Papa. She's like, "Papa's dead." I said, "Yeah, Papa's gone to heaven." She's like, "We won't get to see him." I said, "No, we won't get to see him no more." I said, "We'll see him when we go to heaven." I hope that'll be a long time from now. She's like, and I don't know what was going through that little brain of hers.
Yeah.
She's the little mean one. she's a doozy. She could be she would be the wrestler of the bunch.
Well, we're gonna have to watch out for later on.
She would be.
Yeah.
Caleb, he's really timid. Chloe, she's timid. Olivia, she's really outgoing. She's the youngest by 3 months.
Yeah.
But Clover, oh my God. I mean, first time I kept her, because Kimberly kept her a long time.
Yeah.
She tried to slap the crap out of me.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness.
I felt the
paintbrush.
Yeah. Guess what she got?
She got the squat.
But what? I said, "You don't do that." Well, Mom and Daddy thought it was funny when she did it when she was little. Well, it carried on until she got a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger.
My goodness. Kids are something else.
Yeah. Most of the time, if it's me and her or me and her sister, no problems whatsoever. When mama or daddy's there, she likes showing her little butt a lot of times.
Yeah.
But she's a good kid.
Oh yeah.
And she's going to be even better because grandma's going to have her.
Yep.
Grandma's going to start teaching her better.
You're gonna spoil them to death.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go swimming this summer and we're going to go to the water park and stuff like that.
You got plans.
Yeah.
That's good.
Say, take the babies. Take the babies. Ah.
Well, guys, it has been an absolute blast having everyone on today. Was overjoyed that y'all could come on and us pay tribute to Randy the way we have and telling stories. And before we go, if anybody's got any more stories they'd like to share, y'all are more than welcome to. Hell, I'd love to get some of you guys back on. I'm sure between all four of you guys sitting there, and of course me and Titanic, y'all got some stories y'all could tell. I mean, obviously the damn Pinky missing incident that I didn't know about, and
well, the Pinky missing incident it was part of competition between me and Vic over there because I lost the Pinky. They had to take his kidney out because he cannot lose.
Right? They had to one up you.
Randy got back surgery.
I have to be the winner. You know?
And poor
He
Reggie
holds up
over
he
with
holds
flip
up the
phone.
L, but there's no Pinky there, you know. That's fucked up.
One tweet.
But we have found out that my hand is perfect. I can be his stunt pinky.
Oh my god!
Look at there.
We have actually hollered stunt pinky in the middle of a show before, and I've walked up behind him and stuck my hand up there, and people are like, "What are you guys doing? What the hell?"
Let's see it. Let's do it.
That was right before COVID too.
I want to see the stunt Pinky. Let's do it. Give us the stunt Pinky.
Coming.
Come on.
I'm coming. Stunt Pinky!
Holy shit, dude. Look, it's a perfect fucking match.
Get the game working.
That's fucking great.
Oh my god! We have been dropped on our head way too many times, guys.
Oh man,
too many times.
True.
Man, brothers from different mothers. What do you expect?
Amen.
Exactly.
We definitely gonna have to get you guys back on. Like I said, I can only imagine some of the stories, especially Reggie. I can only imagine some of the stories he's got. If we could get him just to open up.
With crackers.
Right?
Oh, never forget.
I've wore them
seeing
fucking
that.
crackers before.
What a gimmick! You know, a black man coming out to hair of the dog, throwing crackers at white people. Have a cracker.
That was hilarious.
It was great shit.
Well, you know, I got graham crackers for little black kids. I don't discriminate. That's even funnier. That's
I
even
love it.
funnier. Yeah, because it takes the little black kids even twice as longer to realize what he's doing. Because I've even heard the little kids go, "Mama, why is he throwing a graham cracker at me?" Then they have to explain it. Then they get double mad. I mean, that's a great gimmick. So, I mean, yeah, you get them coming and going. So, hey, why not?
Shit.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I love it.
Idle Bay, do you remember the Outlaw show in Mississippi? I can't remember.
Which one?
Cody, were you there? Not Mississippi, Missouri. Sorry, Missouri for Jeff and Dale.
Go to that one,
At
yeah,
the
that
bar.
was Dale and Filthy and Zyko and Pappy and J Webb.
Yeah.
For what's the he ran LAW back in the day.
Derek
Jeff
Odell.
Jeff Odell.
Jeff Odell.
Yeah, it was Jeff Odell show we ran out there.
Yeah, I was wondering if you remember that outlaw shit we did.
I mostly remember going in that bar and drinking a lot, and then I wrestled barefoot because it was Bizarro World for us with the six fingers. Yeah,
I'm gonna leave my shit.
I just kept putting my toe in Jay Webb's mouth. He really loves it.
I remember that shit.
Ask me about it. I mean, Filthy did Dirty Dick Package, which he had a dong that was. Or at least
I
that's where
believe that he
fucked
put his package into my face.
it. And then
I believe so.
Hey, well,
Did you get the Dirty Dick Luthez press there?
Maybe so. I can't remember. I know I've got some pictures of that shit up on Facebook from that show. I had the white ass kind of orange tinted hair at the time.
Oh yeah, sexy as shit, huh?
You trying to say he looks like a baby arm holding an apple down there?
Oscar had a blow up microphone that was about a foot and a half long. And he forced it right where it looked like he had
Oh my god!
his knees.
Oh my god!
It was fucking hilarious, dude.
And he just wore singlet, so it was just a bulge.
And what was the voice? Something like, "Hi, ladies, all night long."
Package here satisfied.
Oh, Lance, I swear.
We were all drunk. We didn't give a shit. That was the first time I'd ever seen you wrestle barefoot.
Yeah, it happened like 6 times ever.
I was like, why are you going barefoot? We're outside and he's wrestling barefoot. I'm like, what the fuck? There's like 6 fucking people in the crowd.
Dale threw up in the corner of the ring. I rolled out of the ring and puked under the ring and rolled back in.
You can rally!
He survived.
It's almost as bad as the Johnny Morton story on the riverboat in Memphis.
Oh,
he puked under the ring at the riverboat show too?
No, he puked and then he shit himself.
Oh no,
Scotty, weren't you there for that? Didn't you help us set the ring up for that? Oh shit, yeah.
No.
It was one of Indian shows that he was doing on
the
riverboat.
I've heard about it, but I wasn't there for it.
So, which one was it? Because they only did those 2.
He wrestled Jamie J in the main event that night.
Jamie J.
Probably the one I was on.
I think so because you were there. I think it was you and Dale.
Yeah, we worked Tico and what was his partner's name?
Oh my God, the Southern Dream.
Tommy Gunn or Tommy Gunn?
Yeah. God. We won with the double suplex.
Yeah, I remember that.
You gave him a double suplex?
Man, Dale's strong as shit.
With a forklift?
No.
You need one.
Man.
But no, Johnny got so fucked, like he was wasted. We went up to Bill Street. A bunch of us went up there to eat, and we ran into Psycho and Arnaz and shit. They're drinking and eating and shit, and we get back to the boat, and Johnny's like, I don't feel so good. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he goes, I don't know. I was like, is the boat moving too much? And so I started bouncing up and down in the ring, trying to fuck with him and just see what would happen. And so
you found out.
Right. Well, they did the spot where he shoves the ref, I shove him back, and Jamie gets underneath him and he bumps. And when he flips over Jamie and bumps, he pukes in his mouth. And he swallows that shit. And I'm like, dude, ooh, what the fuck's wrong with you? And he's like telling me, I just fucking puked. I had to swallow it. And I'm like, what the hell? Why would you do it? Just roll over and puke on the fucking floor. It can be cleaned up. So then as he's getting up, Jamie hits him with a fucking perfect drop kick. 1 foot in the fucking chest, 1 foot in the belly. And I'm like, oh no. And all you see is Johnny take the bump, roll over to the apron, just barfing everywhere. And I'm like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden he says, dude, I shit my pants. And he's wearing lime green tights.
Oh, now they're brown.
Yes. Like those long, they were like Indian used to wear the long legged, they had the fleurs on them and shit, and they were just lime green. And when he stood up after puking and turned around, all you saw was this brown streak. And Jamie goes, did I make him shit his pants? And I said, he shit his pants, man. He rolled him up real quick, took the win, and Johnny's out there just shitting and puking. He walks right out of the boat and starts puking into the damn river. And I'm like, dude, maybe you shouldn't drink before you get on the boat next time.
Wait. So Jamie J rolled him up?
Yes.
So that means he had to put his arm right in his dookie hole. Oh, bro, no, I didn't DQ me. I'm done. I ain't touching your booty. No, I'll lose.
I'll take the count out.
I'll lose before I touch your poop.
Rolled his ass up, took the win, and Johnny's just as he was powdered out, just all the way to the outside of the boat. I was like, no way.
No. If you shit on yourself, you automatically win in my book. No, you're good, bro. I ain't touching you. Match over. You win, son. Count out for you because I'm gonna roll out and be done. Now that's just that's some dedication right there. That's
Right.
That was the show Cannon was doing. He wrestled in a life jacket.
Yes.
Scared of water type thing.
oh my
Yes.
god.
It was hilarious. Yeah.
Yes.
And the crowd, there was only like 30 people in this crowd, but they were stomping and giving it
Yeah.
everything they got. It was getting over good. Just
He's holding the ropes and shit. He's like, "Don't rock the boat."
good stuff. Good stuff.
Cannon was good at being a goober. He
Yeah.
he could get them.
We saw him today, unfortunately. He's had a bunch of health issues too, but he's still in there kicking. So
That's that I had heard he had a brain tumor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took it out. They said it was in the back.
size of a baseball or softball, something like
Jeez.
that.
At
It's
least
big.
they were able to get it.
Yeah. From what Doreen told me the other day, it's going to be like 5 to 6 months before they see any kind of motor skill improvement, so to speak. Like he has to depend on her for like 85% of his movement outside of the house.
Oh, man, that's horrible.
Yeah.
I wish him the best. I really
he
hope
seems to still have his wits about him, so that's a good thing. It's just physical stuff. It seems like on the outside.
Right.
So, you know, he was trying to tell jokes and stuff today.
Yeah.
But he got broken. I'm real emotional about it all because him and Randy were together for
Man, yeah, they were
who
close.
knows how long. You know?
30 some odd years.
Right.
I grew up watching them, and I'm old.
Yeah. So you're sort of old.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I'm the baby of this bunch.
How old are you?
Sure.
32.
32?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be 33 this year.
This one's got you about like 4 years.
I'll be 36 in a couple days.
I was gonna say because I know Carl's age. He's probably like 10 years older than me. I think. Right? You're exactly 10 years older than me.
I'm 42.
Okay, yeah, you're exactly 10 years
I'm
older than me.
41.
41, yeah.
Hell, I'm 57. Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah,
That's
so-
why I go to you look younger than the rest of us.
You're like a Buick. You're a classic.
I started young anyway, so that's how I met everybody.
Both y'all started at 16, didn't you?
Yep.
This year will be 20 years
20 years.
since I started. Not 20 years in the business because my fat ass has been sitting on the outside of it for about 4 years. But, you know,
We started
oh, two.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think,
Before I graduated.
yeah, because I was still in high school when I started. Yeah, I remember being real young, and Ricky Rowland was doing security for Jimmy Valiant,
Oh,
and he's like, "Hey, can you help me out?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And that was what got my foot in the door. Was I was helping him at a show in Mississippi do security for Jimmy Valiant, and then the next thing I know, Lawler and them's like, "Hey, we need a ref. We don't have a ref." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "I can do it." They put a shirt on me, and then Tommy Wayne talked.
Tommy Wayne.
Yeah.
We were just talking about him earlier too.
Oh Lord.
You know Spence is using him in his shows, right?
you serious?
No, what?
Yes, he's using it. He's using him as a baby face.
How?
was still in the joint. No, he's out. But
He's been up for a while.
No,
Look,
I can actually tell you where he works at because I saw
We
him
got-
there.
we
Do
got
what?
conned into
I can tell you where he works at because I saw him there one day.
where
Fat City Grill in
Really?
Jonesboro.
he works at Fat City.
Yeah.
I okay. Appreciate it.
we got conned into doing Christian Cross was booking a show in where the fuck was that town?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Somewhere in
Okay.
Alabama.
McKenzie.
Yeah, McKenzie, Tennessee.
Oh.
At the Swag Building. It was like February. It was like 20 fucking degrees outside, and he's promoting this.
And it's 10
Purge,
inside
man.
the building.
Like, there's no fucking heat. Everybody's freezing. We're all bundled up, and Tommy Wayne shows up, and he uses Tommy Wayne, and he gets a lot of heat. Like, he gets fucking people were pissed because he used Tommy Wayne. That was the last time I ever seen him or heard anything about him. I didn't know that he was. Yeah, I'm like Reggie. I thought he was still in a damn joint.
Oh, oh, I wanted to say little son bitch. I figured he was registered and couldn't be around kids. I'm
That's-
sure he's got to be. I mean, what did he go to join for?
Right.
So I don't know, man.
I don't either.
That just seems strange to me. That seems like a strange person to call and hey, I need you to wrestle for
Right.
me.
Especially with everybody around that area.
Right.
Well, it's Ronnie Spence too.
Well, yeah,
he's a retard.
that's the same
There's your
asshole that
answer.
didn't.
I'm not retarded. I'm on the special. Yeah, whatever.
Let me run for what was it he ran for and didn't even get a vote?
He wanted to run for like some kind of town speaker or some crap.
Alderman for
Yeah, he ran for alderman. He ran for
fucking
state
justice of
senator. He
peace
ran
or
for all
something?
kinds of shit. I don't know. Maybe door holder or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Run and keep on running.
I think the last time he got like 12 votes. I think 7 of them were from his mom. I don't know.
All them unregistered Democrats, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, I don't see how he talks people into putting his daggum sign in their yard. Oh, no, he's got
Me
to get.
I'm surprised he's still running shows, to be honest with you.
Well, it wasn't until the commission went out of business, and now
Right.
now I'm a promoter again. Yeah, you're a limp bitch, what you are. But anyway, your mama's got a few dollars, so you're running a show. Don't even get me started on that.
I remember the night in Paragould where we all showed up. He was doing the show with the BC Lloyd, and the commissioner showed up. You remember that night, Scotty?
Yeah.
The commissioner showed up and they're like, oh, so and so can't referee because he ain't got a license and all this shit. And like Ronnie's freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, should have known, man.
Sorry, bro. He's got like 12 people paid, and the commissioner wanted $100. Well, there goes all your paid people.
He's looking at the money box like, what do I do?
Yeah, your profit just went to the guy in the embroidered pants.
Oh man. Seriously,
and that ham bone, and the fact that he would all use that ham bone ring from 1947 is just amazing.
Oh my god!
I mean that thing just looked like hepatitis, and he was well, let's put that up, it'll be all right. I mean, it looked like a topographical map on the inside. I mean, yeah, it was. I mean, you could see how wobbly it was just from the door. I mean. I can imagine walking on, be like,
You've never had to work in that thing, have you?
No, I refused. I saw it from 100 feet away. I was like, I ain't getting that damn thing.
We had to work in it for Osceola.
No,
that was the ring they would use when we would go to Luxora and Lepanto and do shows at the gyms and shit.
No, you better than I am.
Did a lot of ring rings.
That was the ring I couldn't
work in. That we worked in. Oh, ring rings. 2 ring spots.
Oh my god, that ring was horrible.
That was the ring I got hurt in.
I can imagine.
I was gonna say
I had to be carried out because I went numb from the waist down.
Cannon broke his foot.
That ring's really how I lost my pinky. Tetanus.
Yeah, we just made up the boat story,
right? To cover.
Yeah.
No, I think I don't remember if it was that ring or if it was the ring at the MCW building itself. But Cannon broke his fucking foot in one of those rings. I think it was the ham bones ring. Like his foot, the padding was moved. There was like that much fucking gap, and Cannon's foot went like right in between it. He was going to give somebody a back body drop, and his foot went right in between it, and it fucking broke.
Oh damn!
Yeah. And he was out for a little bit, and that was shortly before he started training old Blakester to wrestle.
Oh god, Blakester. No Blakester. Oh man! Speaking of shit rings, Adrian booked us on a show for Ray Lee one night in Metropolis, Indiana. Illinois. I'm sorry, you're right. Metropolis, Illinois. We get there, and it is a metal building, kind of like the Osceola building used to be.
Yeah.
On Kaiser, but it's right behind a Mexican restaurant. So when we walk in, it's like there's a big elephant door that you have to walk into to go into the door to the building. As soon as we get in the building, we see the side of the ring. The one side of the ring I see is being propped up on the underneath the ring by 2 tractor tires.
Holy shit.
Yeah. This is the first thing I see of this ring is just being propped up by tractor tires. I kind of look at Adrian. I'm like, "You sure about this?" He's like, "You'll be all right." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I swear these cable ropes had to be from the Roy Welch era. They were just rotten as all get out, and duct tape turnbuckles. Just there was no pads. It was if you hit that thing, you were going to get a grade 6 concussion. I mean, you weren't going to know next year by the time you hit that thing, right? So I was like, fine, we're already here. We already drove, our 3 hours. I'm not turning around at this point. We're going to suck this out. So we put our bags down. I'm like, well, let's go check the ring out. I go to walk up the steps. I took 1 step onto the ring apron itself. I go to take the 2nd step. As soon as I take the step, the ring padding shifts. When the ring padding shifts, so do the 2x8s. My foot goes all the way through, all the way up to my knee. As I'm holding onto the rope, and my foot is almost touching the ground. I'm like, oh. All right. So I kind of pulled myself out, and I'm like, Ray, I think you need to fix your ring. He's like, what happened? I'm like, I almost fell through it. And here's why. And so I went and showed him, and him and his ring crew spent 30 minutes trying to put this damn piece back together. I was like, this thing is rotten. And then he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, he's like, don't use that corner over there. I'm like, oh, you mean where the tractor tires are? Oh, well, yeah. So we had to work the whole thing, 3 sides of the ring. And then on top of that, he wanted to do a tag tournament. He's like, you guys want to come back next week? I was like, no.
Nope, sorry.
No, really? I'm going to take my $100 and we're going home.
Jesus. Now, is that the same Ray Lee that was working at Osceola and would do the hood gimmick, Homer or whatever, and work with the ham bones sometimes? He had a girl come wrestle with him, Angela or something. Real skinny,
probably, most likely.
Kentucky,
short, chunky
from Kentucky.
Kentucky guy?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, he's a real short, chunky fella. Okay, yes. So he's the same guy that would do the fucking invisible hand grenade spot in the middle of his match.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't sell it.
That's not all you want. I ain't gonna fucking sell it.
I didn't either.
That's what happened in the other corner of the ring. The hand grenade.
Hand grenade went off.
He blew it up. Fantastic.
We were in Lepanto one night, and they had me tag with him, and we were working the ham bones. And I got nothing but respect and love for the ham bones. But Ray Lee, I was like, you got to be kidding me. He's like, I'm going to do this hand grenade spot. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, I'm going to pull it out of my tights. And then I'm going to pull the pin. And I'm going to throw it in the air. And I'm going to run. And he does this like Scooby-Doo slow motion run. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, everybody bump. When the grenade goes off, it's going to go boom and we're all going to bump. I'm standing on the apron watching him. I'm like, what are we doing? And all of a sudden you see him fall, the referee fall, and the ham bones just kind of flinch. And I'm standing there like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the hell are we doing? I thought we were wrestling, not like miming shit. Like,
it's a work.
Like, what the fuck?
Oh,
like,
my God. Somebody put the boots to him. What the shit?
I just stood there. I was like, I'm lost. Like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. Like,
this is dumb.
Like, Leroy's like, tag in the kid.
Tag in the kid.
He tags me in, and we're sitting there in fucking headlocks and arms and shit. And I'm like, okay, cool. Leroy's like, what was that? Like, he called it.
Oh, my God. The stupid things people do, man.
Right. But we'll definitely have to get you guys back on because I guarantee you there's some damn good stories that come out of doing some settings with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Got a lot of letters to talk about. You know, MVC, LSD, THC.
Oh, shit.
A lot of letters there for
CBD. Oh.
yeah, TBD is no.
TBD, yeah. TBD.
Yeah. Jumpsuit Mafia and all of it.
Job's yeah. Got a little goon squad in there.
Good squad. Yeah.
I don't know about the Goon Squad. I've never.
See.
So that was Dale and I sort of later after he got all mad at LSD and he quit. So we did another thing. We did it like 3 times in Illinois.
Okay.
Actually, outlaw wrestling is what it was.
Well, I knew about LSD. I was honored to manage LSD for a short time.
Oh yeah.
You were the first manager of LSD with I don't know if we even had a name at the point. Maybe. But they put our
Whenever y'all were just tagging, then Arnez was kind of the goon. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave us the Masterson Mafia is what Buster called us.
The collective state.
Oh yeah, the Jump League Mafia. There's that too.
Yeah.
Oh, and that. Yeah.
It's
them.
Which turns into Psycho and Pappy.
Man, I had to work them. They gave me the fucking Spirit Squad spot.
Oh,
Spirit Bomb, yes.
Oh yeah.
We were in Jonesboro, and I showed up, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have anybody for you to work." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I said, "I guess I'll just go home." So we left to eat pizza or something, and Psycho calls me, and he goes, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "They told me they didn't have anybody for me to work." So I went home, and he's like, "Get your ass back over here. You're in the main event." I was like, "What?" And he goes, "We're doing a 10-man jumpsuit mafia versus everybody." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And so I think it was me and Adrian and God, maybe Indian. They threw like 5 people together against y'all. And
There's a couple guys from like
or that like Snake and Serpent or some shit like that.
I was gonna say, wasn't it the Hoxie guys that said no chops? I can't remember.
Don't ever tell me that shit.
Dude.
I throw like 2 a match if I had to. If you tell me that shit, I'm gonna throw 13.
They had kids seriously that were trained at Hoxie that come to a show one time and they were like, "We can't take chops."
Oh my God.
So they put them in there with Psycho and somebody else, and they're like, "We can't take chops." Psycho says, "The fuck you can't."
Yeah, you put him in the corner and go, "See, no, you can." What?
Yeah, it's really easy. Just stand there. They put my belly on the fucking ceiling tile that night. I remember that shit in that little bitty ass building in Jonesboro.
Right by the glass factory?
Yes. Yeah. Picked me up for the Spirit
God.
Bomb. My belly hits the little ceiling tile, and then they just bring me down. I'm like, oh, fuck.
I mean, there's 5 big guys. Me, Psycho, Lance is 7 foot tall. Dale's big ass. I mean, we were chunking everybody. We got Adrian's ass up over waist high.
I mean,
yeah. So, we could do that to anybody.
I weighed a $150 soaking wet, so I'm surprised they didn't throw my ass through the ceiling.
Well, after we'd already thrown you through a door, I mean, what's else in the ceiling, really, though?
Does anybody remember the guy they brought in Jonesboro? Mortimer Douglas was his manager.
Yeah, Mortimer, the pallbearer type guy. Yeah,
and he brought in the guy, they called him Silas.
Yeah,
he was real tall.
Big old North Little Rock cop.
Yeah, and his wife was like in the military or something. We were doing a show at a bar in Wynn one night, and for Jamie.
Yeah,
and Silas. Do what?
I worked Danny P that night.
That's right, you did. And they had the girls do the fucking pudding match.
Yep.
Fucking Silas went to choke slam me. And when he did, he was so damn tall and the building was so short, he put my head through the ceiling tile, and the ceiling tile goes up.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm trying to.
He put me through the ceiling tile. The ceiling tile goes up, and there's a log chain up in the fucking ceiling, and it falls down on me after he drops me for the fucking choke slam. That was the first time I'd ever been put through a ceiling. I was like, oh, fuck that.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Scotty's froze, though. Like, he's not moving. You still there, Vicious?
He lost his phone died on us.
Oh, shit. Okay. Looks like their phone died, too. Let's see if they can relink.
Hit the X button.
Do what?
They just hit the X button.
Did they?
Yep.
Okay. Well, if they can come back in, we'll get them back in. If not, that's all right. I think we've had a pretty great show today. Oh, look at there. We're going to add them back in.
Sorry, guys. Scotty's
it's-
phone died, and I had to
it's
try
all
to get
good.
my thing done. Or my
No, you're all good. That's what we were just telling everybody. But
I remember working a show. I remember working for ASWF one time in old gym, and Aaron
Clover Bend,
posted,
Arkansas.
yes, Clover Bend. I was sitting here trying to figure out, and
6-man with me and you.
it was actually y'all three against me and Tommy Wayne. Because I told him, he said, well, I need another guy. And I said, why? I said, just put all three of them in there. I said, I'm as big as two of them at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the worst mistake I made.
I remember taking that. I stole it from you a little bit later, but that backbreaker on the knee or neck breaker on the knee that you did, I stole that from you after that match for a little while. Like, oh, that's easy to take. I'll take that all the time.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're very good. Thank you very much. What else I stole from everybody?
I like taking your the pile driver you did out of the ghost of Andy Kaufman.
Ghost Andy Kaufman?
Yeah.
If my back would hold up for that, I could continue doing it. But...
Right. It was
It was fun.
the lightest pile driver I ever took.
Isn't it funny how we're all saying our backs, our necks, and everything else, and all jacked up?
Right. Well, I mean, when you bump around for 20 plus years in the ring or however long everybody has, that tends to happen.
It adds up. Yeah, I got to go see a neurologist for my neck. I actually, I didn't know it at the time, but when we were doing the Rector shows, I was working under a mask in a match against Indy, and I did the spot where I walked the rope, and he countered it and was supposed to catch me for a power slam, and he didn't catch me, and I ended up landing on my head. And I knew something was wrong. Like when I fell, it felt weird, and then I had to tag later that night with Coco Anderson. And so after I got up, I knew something was wrong, but I didn't realize it at the time. And when years later, I found out that I had broke my neck and had a hairline fracture where it had fused the bones in or something and caused I don't know how to explain it, but it had fused and pushed the bone in, and it's like pinching in on the nerves. So I've got they call it congenital disc disease. So I've got bones deteriorating in my neck and in my back. I've got two of the discs in my lower back are fucked up, and 4 in my neck, and then the one that is like hemorrhaging is what they call it, I guess, that had been fractured and fused itself back together. Didn't know I'd broke my foot either. Found out about my damn foot. I was like, Jesus. So I probably blame that one on Osceola though, because that ring was a fucking mess. that or the ham bone ring.
Ham bone ring. But 4 hours about wrestling rings that are terrible around here because we didn't get into Luscious Leonard's old wooden ring.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, you may have been on that.
Oxy's ring harder than Chinese arithmetic.
The damn 22-foot boxing ring that me and Cody worked in a few times. It was in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Ray booked, or his cousin or uncle or something booked a couple shows in Olive Branch. I thought you may have been a part of it, Biscuit, honestly, but right in that same time period. But no, that was the stiffest thing ever. It had 4 ropes. I'm sorry, it had 4 ropes. And if you hit the corner, all the ropes will come off with you. And then hit the ropes and then tuck them back in so they would stay up. It was.
Hell, that's like Tico Murdoch had a ring and he tried to run Newport. He ran at the old skating rink. And I think he ran one fucking show because nobody could come back.
Right.
Like, the ring was so bad. I don't remember what he called it, but we were at the damn the skating rink and the dressing room was upstairs. And you could look out over it. And like nobody showed up. But we went out and did the show, and I refereed every match because we didn't have another referee. And I think Tommy Wayne was in one of the matches, and somebody did something, and when they did, the whole damn ring just like shifted, and you seen boards start going in. I was like, "Yep, I'm out."
Yeah, ref outside now.
Right? Hell, we did a match in John Michael booked a show in the parking lot at the tanning salon he worked at in Dyersburg. And they used a 6-sided ring that belonged to a kid in Jonesboro. And he's like, hey, can y'all come help set the ring up? So we come and help set the ring up. And they set the 6-sided ring up right here in the parking lot, just downtown Dyersburg at a damn tanning salon for some reason. And like third match, they start bumping and the boards start shifting and you can see them moving. And one slips over the top of the other one. And when it does, you've got this giant ass hole. Well, we stop, intermission, we go out and we kind of start shifting shit back. We get it all back in place, or so we thought. And we tightened everything back up, got the canvas on tighter. John Michael comes out to work Greg Anthony in the main event for one of them NWA Mid-South belts or some shit that they were doing at the time. And he takes Greg Anthony and he goes to powerbomb Greg Anthony. And when he powerbombs Greg Anthony, he powerbombs him so hard on the damn board that the board that was holding the board up snaps, because apparently the kid had taken like a little metal bracket, just a little tiny ass metal bracket, and screwed it into the board and put the boards in it. And so the board just snaps that fucking bracket. It snaps the whole board. It's across the side. And the damn 2x4 shit. So like Greg Anthony's ass right through the fucking ring, to the concrete floor. I'm like, fuck. Is he dead?
Damn.
I'm standing there looking down. Is he dead? I'm like, I'm getting out here. Safer. Oh, I was like, fuck it. I've seen some dumb shit.
Yeah. Can't just use anything.
Well, that's like that. Carl ran a show. I'm going to dime you out, Carl. Sorry about it.
Are you talking about the Corning show?
Yes, I am. He ran a show.
My brother-in-law thought he knew everything there was about putting up a damn wrestling ring.
We tried.
The first time he ever put one up. Go ahead.
We tried to tell him, and he wouldn't do it. And so they put it together. And Cannon and Randy and Lord Humongous. Shit, I couldn't think of his damn name. But they're out there. And apparently when they put it on, they put the bolts. You know how the bolts are supposed to go down and then be tightened up? They put them up and then put the nut or some shit. And so when Cannon and Lord Humongous, which was Gary Nations, were doing their shit, the fucking thing starts coming loose. And all of a sudden you hear clink and you hear the bolt hit the fucking ground. And so I'm sitting over at the announcer's table. I'm like, okay, they got to get out of the fucking ring like right now.
Yeah, I tell him, I said, go tell Danny to tell him to take it home now.
That fucking thing's going to fall.
And he goes, take it home. And he's like, we just started. He goes, the fucking ring's falling apart.
And Gary's like, we still got spots to do. And Cannon's like, he said, take it home. Did you not hear him? The fucking ring's breaking. And Randy goes, take it home. And I'm like, what else do we need to do? Like, I'm telling Randy and Randy's telling Cannon. And finally, I got up on the fucking apron and I'm like, Gary, if you don't take it home now, the fucking thing's going to come, like, you're going to fall through this. Like, they didn't put it together right. So first match of the fucking night, we had to, they had to get out. I had to threaten to suspend him, do all that bullshit, get him to go to the back and fight all the way to the back. And then we had to go out, flip all the fucking nuts and shit over, tighten them up. I was like,
yeah, I take the nuts that fell out, throw them at my brother-in-law. I told him, I said, now fix the fucking ring like I told you to do.
Damn. I mean, roll up, schoolboy, sunset flip, just get the fuck out of there.
Oh, it was bad.
Gotta get my shit in. Fuck that.
I don't care about your shit. Get your shit in later.
Right? Just
your shit's going to be in the hospital. You don't fucking hurry up.
Gary was overpriced and underworked anyway. So,
oh Jesus, is he?
Oh, sorry.
Have you seen his Facebook page?
Yeah, he showed up in Osceola last week.
I'm
blocked
sorry.
from his Facebook. I'm blocked from his Facebook page.
I mean, how was that in Osceola? How awesome was he?
He fell on top of JPJ, giving him a chokeslam.
That sounds about right. Oh my God.
I mean, I don't understand how he can be. He says he owns 3 gyms down here in New Orleans. Okay.
And he's as fat as me.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't been in the gym since before COVID hit. Okay, so I've put on some weight. Now, before COVID hit, I was going to the gym and I looked like a totally different person. I had actually cut weight and put on muscle. And then I had to have my gallbladder cut out and COVID hit. So I didn't go to the gym for God knows how long.
Yeah.
If you own 3 fucking gyms, why ain't your big fat ass sitting down and using that shit? You know what I'm saying?
But hold on. Does he mean a GYM or a JIM?
I don't fucking know because I ain't ever seen him in any gym down here in New Orleans.
I mean, does he own 3 gyms or 3 gyms?
I have no fucking clue.
It's just a question. I don't know. I don't know the man. I mean, he could use his right and left turn indicators. Who knows?
Oh dear God, let's not even get started on people like that.
Yeah, because man, this thing will get kicked off YouTube real fast.
Oh man, some people's kids.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard that in a long time. Some people's kids. I remember you say this shit all the time.
Yeah.
This has been entertaining. And
Yes.
thankful for y'all coming on and telling stories and everything else.
Yes. Thank you guys for having us on.
Hey, anything to
Seeing some old faces here.
Yeah.
He just called us old. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's
great.
No pun intended, Reggie.
That's all good, brother.
Like he
I
got
got a
room to
chrome
talk.
package growing on my chin that says I'm old. I'm good with it. I'm different one of them.
I was gonna say, like, he's got any room to fucking talk. He's 44.
44.
40,
I got
42 or 44, somewhere in that damn area.
I got the salt and pepper going on the facial hair.
Oh, well, I used to have salt and pepper. Now it's just pretty much salt, but it's all good.
Mine's all starting to fall off on the top, though.
Well, don't feel bad.
Yeah, we
You'll have that. Mine started at 19. I don't want to hear it. I was 23 when my hair started falling out.
We ain't gonna talk about mine right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a section for bald people that's got a hair, and then we got some that are losing hair, and got one wearing a bandana.
No, that's my beanie, bro. That's my beanie. Don't be disrespectful.
Somebody's trying to hold on up there.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep some hair. I mean, I'm jealous of Idle's sexy ass fucking hair over there, all still long and shit. And Cody still got hair. Like, what the fuck's wrong with y'all? How y'all still got hair?
Yeah, he's got the Brock cut over here.
Yeah.
I see that.
Amazing. It's the easiest way to cover up my bald spot at the point.
Kids will do that shit to you. I'm telling you. I got, we got 5 kids total between me and my old lady, so I've got all kinds of gray hair going on right now.
Underneath Cody's little, he's got that Jerry Bus thing going on.
Come over like a mofo.
I feel you pain. I do the same damn thing. Don't worry. My hairline started receding, and everybody always told me it's because you wear a ball cap all the time. And it's just because I'm fucking that made that way, I guess. I don't know. Ain't got nothing to do with my damn ball cap. It's just hair falling out. Fuck it.
That's life.
Right?
That's life.
Don't worry, the hair grows in other places like your back.
Yeah, no shit. Like,
place.
I noticed the other day I'm starting to get that old man hair in the ear shit going on. Like, I've been,
Oh, just wait till Valerie walks up to you out of the blue and just starts yanking hairs off your fucking earlobe. That's fantastic. You'll be watching TV and just yank. What the hell's wrong with you? You had a hair hanging off like an old man thing.
Right?
You should have warned me. Yeah, that's great. I get ribbed by my wife all the time. She'll be like, "Hold still," and she pulls one out of my eyebrow. She's like, "Stop being a weenie." I'm like, "This shit hurt. You didn't even tell me you were gonna do it."
You got to give me a fucking warning first. I
Yeah.
prepared for it.
Big bad wrestler can't even take a hair being pulled out of your face.
Yeah.
You pulled it out of my face.
It's all right, because talking about Randy not liking, getting his damn diabetic shot. I don't like needles. Okay, so I hate, and people make fun of me for this shit because I have tattoos now. I have probably more tattoos than I had when I first met you guys because I didn't have my sleeve and stuff.
Yeah.
Now I've got a whole sleeve on my right arm. I mean, it goes all the way down.
Yeah.
It covers. I'm covered in them. I actually have an appointment to get another one on Monday. And the tattoo artist, when I was talking to him, he goes, How do you have all these tattoos, but you can't stand needles? I said, because it's a totally different needle. I'm fine getting a tattoo. I choose that. Getting a shot, like taking a flu shot or something, that shit, no.
That's a different game.
Yeah, I mean, I could never shoot shit up because I hate,
Yeah.
no.
That's going in a little bit further than a tattoo needle.
Right. Like, I've never been able to truly explain it to somebody, but for real, like the tattoo needle only goes into the layer of the skin, whereas the shot goes all the way in, sometimes to your muscle and shit. And I'm not about that. Nope.
No.
No.
I like pain, but no, dude, I'm good.
Right.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It's been great having y'all on. It really has. I mean, I think this is the longest one we've done in a while, and it's been great. It was great getting to tell stories about Randy. Great getting to catch up and see Cody and Idle. I hadn't seen or talked to them in years, and me and Scotty kept in touch some, and getting to see Reggie again. Man, I hadn't seen Reggie since him and Max beat my ass at ASWF that time.
Damn, that's been a minute, bro.
Dang it, brother.
Memories.
They had to drag me to the ring and beat the shit out of me. I was like, all right, cool. I'm good. Let's do it. I had to, what was it they made me? They made me play fucking Randy's illegitimate son or some shit.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Some of the dumb shit they had me do.
That sounds about right.
Oh, Ricky Rowland. That's what it was. I was his illegitimate son or some shit.
Yeah, it was.
And they were like, here, and this is what you're going to do. I was like, what the fuck ever. It's like, I just want to have fun. This is dumb. Yeah, it's been great catching up, man. I haven't, because I hadn't seen Idle and Cody. Hell, I don't think I've seen you, Idle, since the last match me and you had in fucking, what was it, Union City, when you gave me the Indy Kaufman.
Yeah, we did that show at the was it Carlot or something before we did that night show.
Yeah,
that was a Jason the Brain show that night, right?
The memorial show, yeah.
That McClure, the Ashley McClure show.
McClure show. And then we did that morning show, whatever that was about. So, but
yeah,
God,
that's been years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Wow. Yeah, that may have been the last time I've seen you for sure.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've seen Cody.
No, man.
Maybe ASWF.
I disappeared for a while.
Well, you were at that show that night. He was there at the end.
That's right.
He didn't do the morning show.
Yeah. That's why I didn't remember that part. Yeah.
I remember that morning show because we were stuck in that little bitty ass dressing room.
Yeah.
All of us in the dude's office. And like I could have pissed a puddle bigger than his fucking office.
Yeah.
And we all had to change in there. And he's got all this shit, this memorabilia and like a fucking Coke bottle with his name on it and all kinds of shit around the room. And you've got to set your bags down and try to change or something. And I think somebody drank his fucking Coke. I may be wrong.
I think somebody drank a Coke and left the bottle there.
Yeah. Probably.
I wasn't done it. I was drinking Dr. Pepper or whiskey at the time. It wasn't zeros, man. I'm a fat ass.
But somebody drank that motherfucker's Coke and left his empty bottle for him. And I remember the ring that day wasn't set up very well either. I mean, it wasn't as bad as some of them we've been in, but it was unlevel as shit.
No.
Because
I
remember me and Otto went out onto the damn concrete for a little while. He was throwing my ass around the car lot.
It was just easier to walk around and do nothing.
But yeah, it's been fucking great catching up.
Do the Bruiser Brody walk. Let me grab you by the hair. Come on.
Yeah. Hey, let's find something. I'll throw you into it. You throw me back into something else. Drive through the crowd. The easiest fucking thing if you have a shit ring.
Yeah, because it was unlevel as shit. Like every time you stepped on the board, it would shift. But it wasn't as bad as that damn ham bone ring. I'll tell you that.
Oh God.
I've got fucking bad memories about that shit. And anybody, I'm gonna ask one more question. Anybody remember the kid Jeremy Spiker?
Jeremy Spiker?
Yeah. Did any of y'all ever have to work with him?
No, I've heard about him though.
I don't remember. What did he do?
Him and Snuffy teamed together. It was his stepdad. He was, what was her name, Carl? You know who I'm talking about.
His mama went by Sweet Cherry.
Yeah.
It was rotten by the time that happened, though.
Mm.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if anybody had ever worked with him. I don't know if he ever worked outside of MCW, to be honest with you.
No, the one time I seen that dude was at one show I went to for Poker's faux retirement. First match, he came out wearing a mask and got his ass beat. And then I swear to Christ, 3 minutes later, he came out in the same black pants he was wearing in the first match with no mask on, wearing a referee shirt.
I believe it. I believe it.
I was like, dude, I looked at Jane. I'm like, wasn't that just the same dude that was just in a mask? She's like, yeah, I think so. Because, he's like, 22 pounds.
Mhm.
So it's really easy to pick out somebody, who's 6'3" and 22 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Him and Frankie Tucker didn't get along too well.
I've always heard Frankie Tucker didn't get along with anybody.
I'll be honest with you. Me and Frankie weren't tight. Like I get along better with most of y'all than I do Frankie, but he was never really a dick to me. I mean,
right. But he always had heat with somebody.
True. But I mean, you knew where you stood with him.
Right. Because I remember there was a few times when I was doing security and stuff, like that very first show that I actually met Titanic at in Manila. Indian walked up to me and he was like, "Hey man, I need you to watch my bag when I'm out of my match." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, Frankie Tucker's in the back." I'm like, "Okay, what's that got to do with anything?" "Well, I don't want him fucking with my bag." I'm like, "Okay, what the hell you want me to do? I don't even know who this guy is." I have no clue who you're talking about. And then he pointed them out. I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I sat by his bag. I'm like, "I don't know what you expect me to do, but I'll sit here." Whatever you guys got going on, that's between you two.
Right.
I know the first time I met him, I was like, damn, Jamie Dundee got tall.
Oh, wow.
All righty then.
And on that note,
now we know why you've been blackballed a number of times from MCW, Paul.
We're going to end here, okay?
Yes. Definitely, if you guys have a day that y'all are available, we would love to get y'all back on. We normally do these lives on Thursday because Titanic's off, and right now, I'm a stay-at-home dad right now, thank God.
Well, aren't you lucky?
I do podcasting, and I run a little collector shop on eBay where people buy, merchandise, memorabilia, and stuff like that. And pretty much I've been remodeling our house. Like I was telling you, Scotty, we bought our forever home here in Louisiana and been remodeling the house, doing yard work. And I signed a contract with a trucking company. I'll be getting my CDL class in August because they are booked up. They are begging for people to come drive because when COVID hit, they lost a lot of employees everywhere. And so they're looking forward to that. I've always wanted to do. I love driving. That was one of my things is everybody loved riding with me because I'd drive and they could sleep. So
that's awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah. Next time I come on, I'd show you my Batman collection.
Hell yeah. I was going to ask you about that. I know you're a huge Batman fan.
Yeah. It's just a little bit.
Love that. I love the Joker. I don't know why the Joker is my dude. I think he's I like Batman too. Since you brought Batman up, quick question: what'd you think of the new movie?
I loved it.
I think he did better than I thought he would.
It was a wonderful detective story.
Yes,
right. Like he did better than I thought he would.
Yes. Have you seen the deleted scene?
No, I have not.
Yes. Go look on YouTube for the deleted scene. Okay. There's a deleted scene from the Arkham Asylum.
Oh wow, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. It's kind of I think it's more of a lead in to who's going to be the new villain for the second Batman.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So who's your overall favorite to play Batman?
Movie wise, Michael Keaton. TV wise, Adam West.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got some sense.
I like Christian Bale as Batman.
At least you got some sense.
Oh yeah, of course I got sense. Come on now. Who'd you think I was going to say? Christian Bale?
No,
come on,
that's
dude.
who I liked as Batman, but that was I guess because the Joker was in it.
Oh, stop talking.
Christian Bale's no Batman.
No, I'm just saying. when he was in there with Heath Ledger as the Joker, that's my favorite movie.
Yeah.
But again, I'm younger. I haven't seen some of the older stuff. Okay, I never got to watch the Batman TV show with Adam West. Now I've seen some of the stuff nowadays because I've been looking into it. I actually, our oldest child, our oldest son that lives with us, he loves comic books and stuff. He is into what's that shit, Naruto and Demon Slayer.
Naruto.
Yeah, that. And so we go to the comic book store sometimes.
He's into anime.
Yeah, that's what his friends in school are into.
Yeah.
And so they found a comic book store that one of their teachers works at. And so we'll go to the comic book store and I'll go over and I'll look at the old Batman stuff. And I'm trying to find stuff because I'd like to read it and figure it out because you'll have to explain it to me and break it down because I've heard it's totally different than the movies. So I need an education. Give me an education.
Yeah. If you have Spotify, they took the Batman animated series from the 60s and they put it in audio form.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, the TV series, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The Adam West TV series.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an audio form on Spotify. I've listened to everything already.
Okay.
And then the Batman movie that they made in between season 1 and season 2, they actually have it on there as well.
Okay. I'll definitely have to check that out because I love Batman. I just hadn't ever dug into it, but I've seen some really cool Batman stuff. I'll have to hook you up and send you a care package like I'm doing for Titanic.
Oh, aren't you just a sweetheart?
I will.
Yeah. Gina tells me all the time that she feels like our bedroom is like a big comic strip. She wakes up to a comic strip every day because my whole side of the room is just nothing but Batman stuff.
That's kind of how our room is. As my wife, I feel bad for her because we've got our joint stuff like right over the bed, our marriage stuff and our little gifts and shit. But she's got her stuff on her side, and then I've got all my stuff like my autograph pictures from people I've worked with and wrestling stuff, and then I've got my books I like to read, like my mystery series and stuff. And so she wakes up to wrestling belts and shit over here. Like she brought in a package just now. I got a new belt in today. The unified belt from back in the day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got it in today. I don't like the new belts. I collect the old shit. Like I've got the NWA, 10 pounds of gold, the old NWA tag belt, stuff like that. I don't know why, but the older wrestling is what really speaks to me.
Yeah.
And
I understand.
I'm kind of like everybody else. The modern shit just really kills me.
I don't even watch it.
Yeah,
I
he
watch a
bought me
little bit of AEW.
I'm into history books. I mean, since my teams ain't won nothing since the 90s, that's all I can read on. So it's history.
Well, if you wasn't a Cowgirls fan, you'd be all right.
Hey, whoa. All right, I think we're going to have to cut this stuff off right now.
What? You should be used to getting your ass wrote about being a Cowgirls fan.
Don't feel bad, bro. I'm a Cowboy fan, please.
I'm sure Carl still remembers the time I threw his ass out when Minnesota pulled that miracle off against my Saints.
Yes.
Oh, no.
So we're watching it. Christian Ponder throws the ball to Stephon Diggs and he takes it. I'm going nuts, and he's over throwing shit in the house, and I'm over just yelling and hollering and screaming, "Yeah, go!" And he's over. He goes, "Get the fuck out of my house!"
The sad
I sit
thing
down,
is,
and he goes. I sit back down, and he goes, "What the fuck did I tell you? Get the fuck out of my house!" I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" 2 days later, he calls me. "You gonna come by?" And I'm like, "You told me to get the fuck out of your house." He goes, "Oh, just for that time."
the reason I threw him out is because right before it happened, he's sitting over here. He said, "Wouldn't it be awesome if they throw the ball to Diggs and he gets it and he scores?" And I'm like, "It ain't gonna happen. They got just a few seconds left, and it happens." And I'm like, "Fuck you, get out! Like, get out! Like, how you gonna do that to me? You call it, and then it happens. Like, bye. I'm done with you. You cheated. You told them how to do it." I was mad.
We'll have to come over and make that phone call.
We're gonna
But-
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine, baby. Not a problem. You go home and rest. Belinda's leaving. Sorry, guys.
That's fine. Tell her we love her and thank her for coming on today.
See you guys later.
Love you. They said thank you for coming on. Love you, Belinda. Be careful, baby.
I will, darlings.
And I know you guys probably have a lot more to do besides sit here and shoot the shit with us. Y'all probably got things y'all want to do. And
I got another funeral I got to go to in about an hour and a half or so.
oh shit, man.
Yeah, my second cousin's dad passed away the day before Randy died.
I'm so
So-
sorry to hear that. That's
Yeah, me too.
horrible.
Yep. And then I got another funeral I'm gonna have to get in with in a couple more days. I'm waiting to hear details on that.
Man.
So yeah, it's been a wild week for me.
Well, if there's anything I can do for you guys, most of y'all have me on Facebook. If you don't, you're more than welcome to add me, or I can send you a friend request if you want me to. I keep my shit set on private. Just less drama that way. I don't want my ex. I mean, those of you that don't know, I went through a nasty divorce. Those of you that do know, kind of know where we're at and why we're at it. But just anytime y'all need anything, just let me know if there's anything I can help with. That's
Appreciate it. Sounds good, bub.
I miss you guys. If y'all ever come down toward Louisiana, let me know. Or if y'all ever want to meet up in Panama for a fucking weekend, we can do it.
Sounds like a plan, bub.
We go over and hit the condo.
If Reggie starts a Facebook, send a message first so we know it ain't a hacker.
He'll send you some fucking crackers in the message box is what he'll do.
They need a cracker emoji. That's what they need.
They got gifts for it. He can get him he can put a cracker gif up there and send it to you. That's what he can do.
Just send a gif of a saltine package.
That's all we need to know.
That way we know it's Reggie for real.
That's all. There you go. That's fantastic.
There you go.
But yeah, definitely,
right,
guys. Shoot either me or Carl a message. Let us know when you're free if you want to come back on. We definitely on Thursdays is good for us. If there's a day that's better for y'all, just let me know. We can set it up and get it going. I'd love to have y'all back on. I know there's plenty of fucking stories. We can start from the beginning. You know what I mean? We can talk about it all. I know, Scotty, you probably got some Marine Corps stories and
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna put it this way. Thank God we didn't have cell phones like we did now back then.
Amen.
I'm just gonna put it that way. Yeah. And you say I got my Brody Chase stories too. There's that. So
man, I'm sure Reggie's got some good ones, and I know Idle and Cody do.
I got a few. He's got more than I do. I know that much.
That's what I'm saying. I know Reggie's probably got a hell of a lot. Do what, Idle?
I said I want to hear some of those bull paint stories from Reggie.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you guys back on. Thank y'all so much.
There are.
Absolutely. Love you guys.
Love y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. I really appreciate it. Great
You guys
catching up.
have a good night.
Much love, guys.
All right. Peace. Bye.
Have a good one, boys. So we had some amazing guests on today to pay our respects to our lost friend, Mr. Rotten Randy, who will never be forgotten. One of the best managers I ever got the pleasure of working with. Him and Sam Dollar both, man. They were my two favorite managers. I've worked with several managers. I'll say Randy was probably my favorite because he'd kick you, but he'd tell you he is sorry, and he was a hell of a lot lighter than them cowboy boots. I'll say that much.
Oh yeah. Well, man, I got to get off here. I got people hitting me up and need me to call them and everything else. And
I understand, and I got some packages I need to go open, and a lot of work I got to do now because I see a box full of belt stands. So I'm fixing to get the remodel done so the office will look fabulous and championed up for the next podcast. And we'll actually, for the next podcast, I'll show off some of the belts and some of my other items I've got. My FTR autograph stuff and all my other pictures that you see behind me. And just a shout out, I mentioned them earlier, Pro Wrestling 225. I know it's a few weeks off. May 21st, if anybody is in the Denham Springs, Louisiana area, they will be having a huge show. The Make It's versus Disobey. Oh, my phone's going off. They're messaging me now. Level X versus the Pride. That'll be taking place. They have So Fine Chuck Divine, not spelled the same way as I spell it. His is spelled Devine. Taking on the Baton Rouge Bullet, Jace Valor, as well as many other names going to be there. There's also shows going on down in the Ocean Springs area coming up in May. Hopefully we'll be able to go and check some of these out and get some video for you guys on our page. And Titanic, I know y'all have got y'all's big show coming up there at APW.
May 14th at the Mariana Civic Center.
But
got some new people coming in, and it's gonna be a big show.
Just wanted to get those plugs in there for those shows that we've been talking about. Of course, I'll be watching GCW this weekend and post some video, and may even do a live where I kind of do co-commentary with them, just to kind of see how it works. But thank you. I'm glad you had the idea to do today. You know, me and Randy weren't best of friends. I didn't get to travel with him like Scotty
Same
did.
here. Same here.
But when I worked with him and when I was blessed enough to be in a locker room with him, it was always a phenomenal experience. And I was trying to explain to Idle and them earlier when I managed them, he actually helped me to identify myself as a manager and to create my character Bate Masterson that I didn't know who the character was and what they wanted me to do. And when they finally, when Buster kind of gave me my direction, Randy kind of, helped point me in the right direction of how I needed to hold myself out there, because I was a nervous kid. I was probably 16, 17 at the time, maybe 18, and didn't really know much about how to be a manager. I knew how to take bumps. I knew how to wrestle a little bit, and could referee and announce my ass off. But being a manager was a new experience for me. And, it gave me an opportunity. And Randy really, I got to know him a little bit as a manager when he helped me in the right direction. But it was your idea today. I give you full credit for today. I didn't know what we were going to do today. I knew we were going to talk football and stuff. And then
we'll just get back on board next week.
Right. And I'm not even upset about it. I'm glad we were able to do it and pay our respects to Randy, because he really did. And I didn't even know he wrestled. So, I mean, we learned some new things today.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'll quit running my mouth. We're just here sharing the passion of pro wrestling with all of our fans. Make sure you go over and subscribe to On Deck with Titanic on YouTube. Also, follow him on Twitter at With Deck, which is, weird, With Deck. But, hey, follow him on Twitter. Follow me at Divine Dynasty 22. And subscribe to Dynasty of Wrestling podcast. You can check me out on Spotify. I'm going to go over to Spotify and check out this Batman stuff and start getting me some schooling. And,
I got to get off and go do my stuff. So see ya.
Peace, love, and fried chicken grease, man. I'm out. Thank you, guys. Subscribe and rest in peace, Rod and Randy.